right, welcome to Auburn Go Errrything Postgame Show. At least they put us out of our misery quick. Final score, Minnesota 31, Washington 0. Minnesota's the first team since 1992 to get shut out 1 week and then pitch a shutout the next. Glenn, you're here with us. Good to have you. Other than what we saw tonight, how you doing tonight?
First of all, let me do this, man. DC Slim, my apologies to you, sir.
Yes.
I'm just like Paul. I want to join that club right now. You spoke nothing but the truth. We got nothing different, right? We got nothing different. Everything was still the same. And not much. You saw a little bit more pressure. Cliff Kingsbury can't run the football on the 1 yard line, which is ridiculous to me, right? Because this is my frustration that I have, right? The frustration I have with this is this, that when you are in the red zone, Chris Rodriguez at that point, y'all, I want y'all to understand this. Chris Rodriguez at that point. Go ahead, George.
Before you get too far into it, let's do the particulars
we'll
real
do the
quick.
particulars. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. It's no problem. First and foremost, like and subscribe to our podcast, not just here on YouTube, but on all your fine podcast platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Instagram, TikTok. You can search us, Auburn Go Errrything, ABG_Errrything, 3 R's. We're on there. If you want to give us some super chats, we will prioritize those comments. We appreciate the support you give us. You've given us here. It helps this channel a lot. So do all that. And thank you for joining us and get in the comments here, both on YouTube and on the Urban Sports Scene X account and on Instagram. I don't know if we're on Instagram as well, but those places as well. And, we're going to show them and talk about it. And I apologize for interrupting you, Glenn. Please continue.
Nah, man, you good, George. You good, man. What I want to say is this, man. Cliff Kingsbury, wherever he goes next year, should not be in Washington. Because this is the issue I have. When you have a running back at this point in the game who is running, who's averaging 8 yards a carry at this point. At the point that Washington was on the 4 yard line, Chris Rodriguez had 4 carries for 32 yards. He's averaging 8 yards a carry. And you tell me that in 3 plays from he got you down to the 1, and in 3 other plays, you do not hand this man the football. There is a problem right there. And Cliff Kingsbury is a problem. And if Dan Quinn approves the fact that they don't run the ball 3 freaking times from the 1 yard line, he's the problem also. This team forget the score, 31-0. I get it. That's the difference in the football game. It ties it up 7-0, right? It ties it up 7-7. Run the freaking football with the guy who is averaging 8 yards a carry. The odds are in your favor. I don't want to hear about analytics. I don't want to hear about none of that other stuff. The analytics tells you sometimes common sense is better than analytics. Common sense says run the freaking football.
Right? Santiago gives us some super chat and agrees.
Freaking ball. Run the ball. That changed the whole complexity of the game. Defense stays on the field. Dan Quinn dialing up pressure. Pressure ain't getting there. 4-man pressures wouldn't get there. Dial up a 5-man pressure. But here it is. Hats off to the Minnesota Vikings backfield, right? Their fullback and their running back was able to, every blitzer that came in on a blitz, they were able to pick up. And hats off to them and their pass pro. Hats off to Brian Flores, who should have a NFL job as a head coach someplace, because the defense that he dialed up today and the pressure that he was getting on the Washington Commanders made this offensive line look totally different from what they looked like last week against the Denver Broncos. They look confused this week with the double A blitzes that's coming up. Brian Flores should be a head coach somewhere, but Kevin O'Connell has a jewel as a defensive coordinator.
And everybody in the chat, Indian Lake, DC Slim, Santiago, everybody else, Timothy Park. I can't explain what they're doing on the goal line. And this is, but as DC Slim has said, and I'll say it here as I pull it up, This is something that Cliff Kingsbury's been doing all year. This is why I've been wanting to get rid of Cliff Kingsbury for a while. And the comment that really got my goat was listening to the announcers, and they're talking about how well Minnesota's playing and all the things they're doing. And then he says, they've gotten everybody involved today. They've gotten all the tight ends involved. They've gotten all the running backs and the wide receivers involved. And that's the thing that almost made me tilt, because that's exactly what Cliff Kingsbury has not done this year. And he did it, and he managed to do it again today, not using all his talent, not using it correct. You talk about on the goal line, and of course you're correct, Glenn. I got no issue with anything you said there. How about the one other drive that they were driving towards the to start the second half was their last chance to get back in this game. And they get a big run from JCM on 1st and 10, and then he gets stuffed on 2nd and 3. It's 3rd and 3, and this team is going for it. You can keep running the football. We get one pass, which is a bad pass by JD5, and then we get the pass, and then on 4th down, he calls another pass. Van Ginkel throws it up and, bats it up in the air and intercepts it. And I just enough with Cliff. Enough with Cliff. And I'll tell you, DC Slim, this has been your line, and I've agreed with 2 of these things with getting rid of Cliff and Joe, and not with DQ. But I'll tell you what, if they don't, if this ends up being a 12-game losing streak, then you're going to be right, and the rest of us who've been disagreeing with you are going to be wrong. I mean, it was just, it was awful. The whole thing was awful. That looked like Joe Witt's defense out there. This J.J. McCarthy has been mocked by everybody because he called himself 9 and this and that and the other after that win against Detroit. And ever since then, he stunk. And then he got knocked out and didn't even play last week. And that's why they were so terrible.
We have made bad quarterbacks look good.
Yeah, no, we and everybody said it. We're the get right boys. We're the if you want to get right, you play Washington, and that's the truth. And it's sad. I want to go to one other thing. This is a very good comment, in my opinion, from the Big Wiggle here. I want to throw this out there, and I love this because he's saying this game is why Jayden Daniels shouldn't sit, because he can improve. It does, and he's right about that. I mean, Jayden Daniels, he was off today. He was, and this is something else DC Slim was right about. He was rusty, and he looked it. And having him not play till week 1 next year, well, certainly that, because he needs to play in preseason. But having him not throw any passes until preseason game number 1 or 2 next year, I'm with you, Big Wiggle. I think you're absolutely spot on with that.
Yeah,
this is why you need to play. This is why it's necessary to play, even though you risk injury, because you risk injury at any time. And yeah, it wasn't great to see him go down and get hurt and all that, and have him come out of the game. But he isn't going to get better by sitting at this point, I don't think.
And that's the only smart decision they made all week, all game, was not putting Jayden Daniels back in the football game, right?
That's true.
That was the only decision they made that was great, was not putting him back in the game. Even though it was a little bit of discomfort, I don't think he, as the last report I saw before we came on, it's not an injury. It just was discomfort. They just set him out for precautionary reasons, and everything points to an all-go next week. We'll find out more later in the week. But that was, again, he was rushed today. We talked about it in a pregame, right? The pressure that was going to get to Jayden Daniels and what was going to cause him to get the ball out quickly, what was going to cause him to be rattled. He ran a little bit. Still would like to see him slide, but he did get out a little bit. And then the issue that there was going on with the offensive line is that Brian Flores was just dialing up things they couldn't block. It's what it is. He confused the offensive line today and confused JD5, which, again, let's take it off the hats off to the Minnesota Vikings secondary as well, because they put some of these guys in check. They covered a lot of receivers. Did Noah Brown even get a catch today? I know he was out there.
He got a DPI.
Yeah, got a DPI, but the ball was thrown to him a couple times, didn't get a catch. So, again, those are the type of things that you look at. Running the football is good, but you can't run it all the time when you're down by 14 or you're down by 21. It's got to be an opportunity to get the ball back. I want to get to another comment here. Taj, my man, what's up, Taj? Taj says hats off to DQ to make sure we get a top 5 pick. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I think
we
at this point
that way, brother.
Taj, I think you know what? At this point, we are on a pick watch, right? Let's everybody start getting their mock drafts together. We are on the pick watch. I don't know who's used the P word earlier on this podcast, but we would never use that word for the rest of the season, right? Because again, I believe after the day, he will be officially eliminated from that situation. So that word can go away. Anybody who thinks anything different, move on. DC Slim, I want to touch this, man. I don't think he's playing scared. I think it's mentally, all right? It's a mental. I think it's all mental right now at this point. And he wants to win. He wants to do too much. When you have a person who wants to put everything on his shoulders, put it on his back, he want to prove to these guys, again, that he can do this. He want to prove to himself that he can do this, right? And that's where he's at. He's pressure. He might be the point where he's blaming himself for the season, you know? Hey, and what we talking about injury? If you lost another one today, George, I know you're not heartbroken, but Zach Ertz is probably done in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever want to see that, obviously, and that's a tough thing because that's probably I presume he's going to retire. But again, in terms, just like I think Austin Eckler's injury, which stunk at the time, probably helped in the long run because we got to see Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, and Chris Rodriguez a lot more than otherwise. My hope is that this will help. That this will end up helping Sinnott and Yankoff and Bates, and that we'll see a lot more of them than we would otherwise. But that was unfortunate today. That was really unfortunate to see that.
The 54th, it is a horrible way to end your career. Think about Austin Eckler, him as well. I mean, you think about Dietrich Wise, some of the guys who a little bit older. It may be a rough way to in your situation in your career. So nobody wants to do that. Let's go to Taj. Got a comment here. He said, "Real talk. Ownership needs to have a dialogue on whether or not JD5 can develop under this coach, because honestly, the franchise can't afford to waste another year on JD5's development." I think the first half of your comment, Taj, I agree with. They need to look at his development under this coaching staff and this coach. They can't afford to waste another year on his development. We all know that he's gone. We all believe that Cliff is gone. I don't think this staff will be together. Won't bring the staff back. If they bring the staff back, I'll be surprised. But I do think there is an issue that the window in the NFL for Cliff Kingsbury to get a head coaching job, that window is closing. And so the likelihood of Cliff Kingsbury being back with Washington next year is pretty strong if he can't get a head coaching job. And I don't think Dan Quinn is not going to fire him. Let's be honest here. Dan Quinn is not going to fire Cliff Kingsbury. All right.
Then Adam Peters needs to go to Dan Quinn and say, "You're going to change this staff or you're going to be changed."
Cliff Kingsbury has to leave in order for him to leave Washington. It won't be Adam Peters or Dan Quinn cleaning house. So, and that's my opinion. And you guys have a different opinion on it, but I don't think Dan Quinn's going to pull anybody, fire anybody. We got Wole in today, man. Let's bring my man in for the backstage, brother.
Oh yeah.
What's up, fam? What's good?
What's up, brother?
What's up? Nothing much, bro. We in here. I actually ain't gonna lie. I missed pretty much most of the game. I don't want to lie to y'all.
Good for you. You did better than us then.
So, but I see what's out there. I see what's up. Look, man. Every loss is good. We're one game closer to a good draft pick. You know what I mean? Like I'm not mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not mad. We're very close to a good draft pick. Like if you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? I will say, like, DC still, I'm gonna give you your flowers. I mean, I felt like from what I've saw with the stats, and I'm sure you all are filling me in. It looks like in terms of your campaign, that's a bad loss. 31-0 to the Minnesota Vikings is a real bad look. I think that's a look where everybody should be questioned. And I don't disagree about folks being questioned. I'm just going with the practicality of that actually happening. But Glenn, you did mention something. I don't know. I will say this: like I did see like the first drive. I didn't see the first drive, but I saw it on my phone in terms of like getting updates and refreshing. Like they had a good drive, got it to the 1 yard line. Am I correct? Was there?
That's correct.
Correct.
They had
was
second and goal to one.
Second and goal and one. He threw all 3 times. Am I correct?
Yes,
that is correct.
Yeah, I believe that. Like, now I don't even know where it used to be for me. Like the practicality of Cliff just like leaving, going elsewhere. Like to Glen, I think Glen, you said it. I know he's not getting a head coaching job. I'm very confident in that. But in terms of a college job, I don't know if he's getting that either. And I don't even know you want him in the building anymore. To be real with you, I'm not sure if you want him in the building anymore because I think Cliff is that said a lot. It's 3rd and 1. Not B-Rob, excuse me. Chris Rodriguez, I saw he was killing. Like his average yards, he was killing. And you don't give him the ball on any of those situations, that's alarming to me. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I do see everybody should be questioned. I get that. Like, so if you want to question, say fire this, that, and the other, I ain't against that. If that's your feeling. I'm all about practicality though. Like, who is going to get fired is the main thing. Like, I would say this: who do you feel like has the better chance of being fired out of the regime? You know what I mean? Joe Witt's already fired.
Joe Witt's fired. Cliff Kingsbury's next, unless there's a caveat here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the caveat: Cliff Kingsbury's next, unless Dan Quinn does not win another football game, which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
If this team goes 3-14,
yeah,
Dan Quinn must go. I don't want to hear about injuries. I don't want to hear about.
Oh, you think so? 3-14. You think he's good? Do you think? All right, this is the question I asked on my.
3-14 will get him canned.
Well, now, no, this is the thing. I'm not against anybody who's clamoring for him to be canned. So I'm not. I'm
not rooting for him to be canned.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is practicality, though. Like, this is the thing I'm always about. Like, do you feel like they would do it? Not like what you want. Do you feel like Josh Harris and company would do it? Like DC Sim said, why now? Like, again, I'm talking about practicality. This was my argument about whatever. Like exactly. So like the 54th ones I'm talking about, like not what fans want. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not mad if fans want me to get fired. I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm not even against that.
I don't think they would do it. And that's just my thing.
That's the thing.
I don't think this organization will do it.
Yeah,
I think Dan, and this is where DQ said, why not now?
Yeah.
Why not now is because they're going to give Dan Quinn the benefit of the doubt because of all the injuries in this season.
That's right.
And everything that has happened to this organization, they're going to give him the benefit of doubt. Now, has that seat starting to get warm a little bit?
Yeah.
It's starting to get a little warm. You might have just toasted.
So.
It's starting to get warm, but because of the injuries.
They lose 12 in a row, though.
But
they lose 12 in a row and look like this.
George, like, this is the thing. You looking at it. All right, again, I'm going to ask you again. George, you personally, like, you watch football. You watch the NFL. Like, don't act like you don't watch the NFL. Don't act like a fan. Just walk like you watch the NFL. You went to the end of, like, to what Glen's talking about. They went to the NFC Championship game. Like it or not, like, no one believed that was going to happen. Like, all right, what's the NFC Championship game? This year, follow with a bad year this year, right? A horrible year. Do you right 12, have an opportunity to lose all these games in a row? That's an actual chance. What respectable organization have you ever seen fire a coach in that situation?
I mean, not a respectable one. Because I remember you having that conversation last night, and I can think of one scenario.
What?
Ben McAdoo made it with the Giants the first year, and then he was canned the next year. But the Giants, at that point, were turning into a dumpster fire organization.
Yeah, I'm talking about like
a dumpster fire organization.
Yeah, exactly.
And your point last night is spot on. You don't want to have a high turnover as coaches, which is what somebody just said in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously,
no, I'm just saying
12 games in a row playing this bad.
But you know who thought like that? This is the thing. No who thought like that? I'm gonna be real. Know who thought like that? Because he thought like a fan too when he came to coaches. Dan Snyder.
No, that's true. I understand
that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't have any argument. Again, I don't have any. If your argument, like, I'm not against firing him. Don't get it twisted. Like, I understand you lose a lot of games in a row. I get the frustration. But I'm just, I'm talking about practice. I'm not talking about like fans. A lot of folks talking like fans. That's what it is. I'm talking about like practicality. Like, that's all I'm talking about. Like, when you look at,
don't you have to ask if you're right, and you probably are right that they're not going to fire him. Don't you have to totally change the staff? Like, Cliff can't be here next year.
Yeah, I agree with all that. You got to change everything. You know what I mean?
Okay, because to me, that's the scenario is AP goes downstairs and says, look,
No,
this
like
guy,
this
this guy's got to go. We got to get somebody else. And if Dan says no, then he's got to go for that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with that too. I agree with that. But listen, I want to answer. He got smacked. Looking at what Paul just said right here. That's not what I'm saying. Like, Paul, do you think that Josh Harris is a good owner? Because I wouldn't make the argument again. Good owners don't do that. Like owners that that everybody respects. Like you look at, like I'm gonna be real. George, you watched it, like, and this is in season. How many people wanted Joe gets fired when it started the season? And like
when he was 0-5, people were hanging him in effigy and stuff.
So if we let it to fan support, we would never have Joe. I'm not comparing it to. Don't get it twisted. I'm not. I'm just saying. Like, don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying.
But let's understand something. Yeah. They got better right away. Yeah. And quelled all that.
Yeah. So all right.
They finished the year 8-3 to get
my
to
question.
8-8.
All right. My question: we're going into last year because we all got to put everything in. It's not just 1 year. So we're going into last year. So so we're not just looking at 1 year. We're looking at 2 years.
No,
it's a 2 year analysis. If you're looking at 1 year, that's not fair to Dan Quinn. I'm gonna be real with you. Mm-hmm. So it's a 2 year analysis, right? Mm-hmm. Year 2, did they overachieve?
No.
Year 2, they didn't overachieve. They didn't overachieve.
In year 1,
I'm sorry. I apologize. Year 1. Year 1, they overachieved.
Yeah, year 1 they overachieved.
Yeah, year 1 they massively overachieved. Massively.
All right. So are you going to take away that favor? This is real talk. Are you going to take away that favor from year 1 to year 2? I'm just talking like any respectable boss. Are you going to take away that favor from what year with 1 to year 2? Are you going to say year 1 never happened? Because truth be told, if he started off like this in year 1, and then like say he was like 5-11, right? 5-12, right? 5-12. Mm-hmm. And then in year 2, we're getting this. He'll be fired, of course.
Yeah. Like I said, and they're gonna give him a pass because of last year,
of course,
and because of the injuries. Now, truth be told, let's be honest. Should Dan Quinn take a lot of blame for what goes on in this organization, this team right now? Yes, he should. Yeah. Right? Interesting to see Hard Knocks this week. Yeah. Right? He should take a lot of he should take a lot of not that he's gonna lose the locker room, right? But it's getting. I'm not gonna say getting close. It's hard to talk to these guys right now, right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna start being hard to get guys up for games, right? Because they already understand that this is they're tired every week. Yeah. And this is where pride kicks in. This is where understanding kicks in. This is where just to play the game gets kicked in, because we want to stop this. Because if this was let's take this out of the context of being the Washington Commanders, right? A team that we like and we talk about. Let's say this was the Cleveland Browns or the New York Giants or another team or another organization, right? Would you be calling for the head coach? Same situation, same scenario. They made the AFC, NFC championship last year. This year they're 3 and whatever.
Which teams?
You got the Browns. You got, let's say
no.
Let's say I'm gonna give you a team. Buffalo Bills. Dan McDevitt.
Okay.
Bills. If the Bills had made the AFC champ, they did make the AFC championship last year, right?
Yeah.
All right. So and the Bills struggled this year. If the Bills start with losing 8 in a row, would people in Buffalo be calling for his job?
Oh, him?
Yes.
That's a good question. Because they would be sick of not getting there. They expect to have that team because they have the quarterback, right? And they have like the defense. And they've been so close. So I guess they would because their expectations are higher.
So again, this team, to come to my point, and I'm shifting here because in my point, this team expectations this year was higher. We all sit here in August and we predicted this team to be 13-win team, a 14-win team, a 12-win team, a double-digit win team, and it's not happening. Yeah, we know some of it's due to injury. They played better for 2 or 3 weeks, but today, all right, December 7th, this team looked like the team that we saw 3 or 4 games ago. And the question is, you have to ask yourself, is why? You've done everything that you could do. You benched your defensive coordinator, right? You didn't fire him. You put him right beside you. Your defense, again, the DC Slim's point, Your defense gave up another over 300 yards again today to a J.J. McCarthy who can't get right, who couldn't get right.
Y'all need to stop. I'm gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, I watched the slander on JJ. But y'all guys better put respect on JJ's name. Came back from concussion. This is my Michigan bias for the folks out here who don't know. I'm a Michigan fan. I told you I don't care about wins and losses anymore. I do, so it don't even matter to me. But I just want you. JJ had how many touchdown passes?
3.
All
tight ends.
Yeah, man. He throws the tight ends. He loves throwing the tight ends. George, are you gonna give my man for this? Is you? I'm talking to you, George, not even Glenn. George, you gonna give my man his flowers? You played well, didn't he?
No, he was fantastic today.
Thank
but
you.
We are that. But who was it against? It was against the team that everybody gets right against. It's just
everybody.
That's what makes it so frustrating.
Hey, look! Not everybody, man. Not everybody.
I mean, let's be honest.
Everybody.
From the Detroit game till now, he's been a meme. And people have been making fun of him. And
what you mean, Mikey? Look, is Mikey a bust? Mikey ain't played. Did Mikey play? Y'all let me know. Mikey played bad yesterday?
I mean, bad. Mikey actually did a heck of a job on Jefferson in the end zone.
Yeah,
that's like the one good play I remember from this game.
Let me address.
I know.
No, let me because he's been going. I've been telling him. This is what I've been telling him. You see Mikey now when he's on the outside, right, Coach?
Yeah.
You see Mikey now when he's on the outside. You barely. So I don't want to hear that. Like. Just like I'm gonna use Coach as an example. You complain about coaching when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Use that same energy when it comes to Mikey. Use that same energy when it comes to Mikey. Next. That's all. I wanted to say that. Again, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, I'm ready to support my Michigan players right now. I'm ready to support. I'm on that mode. George, I'm on that mode, George.
I never mode. You can never say 2 years after a person is a bust, right?
I know.
After 2 years,
yeah, exactly. We got it. We're gonna go there. Yeah, we got
it. After 2 years, no one's a bust. I think you got to have a product of work their first contract. I look at the first contracts, unless somebody is really gone that, because that's the case. Baker Mayfield, I should have been a bust. Sam Darnold should have been a bust. But sometimes it's different venue, different coaching that gets you where you need to be at. So that is something that we got to look at too when you call people bust. But again, this team, Washington, I'm gonna give you this one, Indian Lake, Ohio. I'm in favor of replacing Quan Martin too.
Was he that bad too? Who was really bad? I need y'all to tell me who was really bad.
Quan couldn't tackle. Again, I'm tired of the missed tackles from Quan Martin.
All right.
Yes.
That is my issue with Quan Martin. Not that he can't cover, do all that. My problem is the missed tackles, right?
Okay.
You got rid of a person who was basically much a good sure tackler, right?
Yeah.
They let him go to
Jeremy Chin.
Was
Will Harris good too? Because everybody keep gassing him up.
I never really called Will Harris's name today. Yeah. Didn't hear his name called too much. I just didn't. So
and when you consider the game McCarthy had, that secondary got except for then when Shea was still.
Can we be
put the stop on Jefferson in the end zone? That secondary got strafed.
I want to say the secondary got tore. I mean, McCarthy had 163 yards passing. Right.
I mean, yeah, man, he did what he had to do to win.
It's not like it's not like McCarthy threw for 300. It's not like he threw for 300 yards.
Look, man.
Now they did have short fields at certain times, right? Man. And they did Washington stop?
But they also had a 98-yard drive that took 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And like you talking about Quan Martin not tackling, other than the screw up at the goal line that created the situation. Right. 3rd and long right after that, Martin comes on a blitz and has got a shot at McCarthy. And he can't even fake out the fullback, and the fullback picks him up, and McCarthy runs for a first down, and away it goes. Mm-hmm. Away we went. I mean, it was
two stats today that helped the Minnesota Vikings, right? And George, you just alluded to one of them. One was on 3rd down. The Minnesota Vikings was 6 for 11 on 3rd down.
They were 6 for 6 at the start.
Right, 6 for 11 on 3rd down. Defense did not stop anybody on 3rd down. The other stat that is glaring to me, and which is key for this the score of this game, the Minnesota Vikings were 4 for 4 in the red zone. Washington was 0 for 2 in the red zone. That's a big difference. When you're 4 for 4, that means you're scoring every time you're in the red zone, and then the other team is 0 for 2, and then you're extending plays on 3rd and long situations. As we mentioned, a 12-minute drive. Dan Quinn gave up a 12-minute drive, a 98-yard drive to J.J. McCarthy in the Minnesota Vikings, which had Washington, to be honest, had Washington really not knowing which way he was going. And it was not Justin Jefferson, George. We haven't talked about it. It was Addison who beat you today, not Justin Jefferson.
I thought it was Baylor. Wasn't Naylor?
No, Naylor got a touchdown too.
Naylor got a touchdown, but Addison was catching all the third down passes.
Addison like that.
Addison was catching all the third down passes. Addison was extending the ball down the field. And again, today, Washington and that defense, Dan Quinn can't give a cliche today. Dan Quinn can't give nothing today. He needs to step up to a press conference and say, you know what?
It's on me.
It's on
me.
It on you. It's on the players because you got beat.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I want to add on to this. Didn't hear Kinlaw's name at all today either. Hey, did Jonathan Allen do anything, or was he quiet too?
He added pressure to Jayden Daniels several times.
Okay.
And Jonathan Allen had pressure. He didn't get a sack.
But he had pressure.
He had pressure. Yes, he caused pressure.
I think, have y'all talked about Jayden's play? I saw his stats, and I'm like, really? I know people are like, Paul. I saw Paul in the chat say it's preseason for Jayden Daniels. He said preseason. I will say this. I know Cliff didn't call a good game, and like that also makes life difficult. So I'm gonna also put that out there. But we don't have to get to a time where I want to see hungry Jayden in 2026. Because 9 for 20 ain't supposed to be Jayden Daniels. I don't care who you are, throwing picks and all this other crap. Like that ain't supposed to be Jayden. You know what I mean? He held the ball like there. That's got to be discussed too as well. I think DC Slim said it like Jayden got to get better. He said that too a few times. Like he got to be better. I know we want to throw shade, and everybody, coaches deserve shade. Don't get it twisted. But like your leader deserves shade too. Like in this element, like, and granted, like I'm not calling Jayden nothing. I'm just saying like the hunger that you saw, the swag that you saw in 2024, we ain't seeing that same hunger. You know what I mean? Like, the game looked like preseason. I meant the game looked like preseason. My bad. But I'm saying it for me. Like, George, you talk about it all the time. Like, he should have played preseason. Maybe I'm starting to believe it, but he got to be better, man. Like,
he had to be better. Throws.
Yeah, like that. But this has been all right. So I'm glad you said that because I ain't watched the game. This has been a problem all year, though. Like, this has been a problem all year. That's why I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I get annoyed, and this is like for me, like us as a fan base put way too much energy in other quarterbacks, like in that draft class. Focus on our own, man. I'm getting like anytime I open my X timeline or whatever, I see somebody looking up another quarterback. It's like just to throw shade or whatever. I'm like, y'all, for real talk. Worry about our own because our own ain't playing to the level he played in 2024. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. And that's with coaching. I'm not putting out like coaching is an issue as well, but he got to be better. Like he makes those throws like in 2024. He's not making those throws now. You know what I'm saying? So we as a fan base, I'm sick of looking and surfing for this team's quarterback, that team's quarterback, and trying to see if they struggle that game or whatever. Or early in the first quarter, quarterback throws an interception. You're worried about this quarter. Oh, he's trash off the rip because you're wanting to defend your quarterback. Like, worry about our own. Our own got it. Our own got to be 2024 Jayden. For us to be the team that we want to be, we got to worry about our own. And we got to make sure. I mean, he got to worry about himself and do his own thing. No distractions, no anything. Like, JD, it doesn't work. So, John said JD in the shotgun doesn't work. The problem with that, I ain't gonna hold you. If that doesn't work, that's a whole different philosophical problem because that's all he ran in college. So he knows shotgun. So again, I've said this, like, and George, we said this. This is why I don't want Cliff here. I think Jayden's at a point where he needs to be tested and with another system to make him a better quarterback. It doesn't matter if the offense is effective because I use Lamar Jackson as an example. Like Lamar Jackson is effective. Is effective in a spread offense, running running a read option type, but he's very effective in it. But for Lamar Jackson to be where he was at an MVP and this, that, and the other, he had to get Todd Monken and they had to push him, run that pro style. And now you see him as reading defenses and throwing balls on the money and this, that, and the other. Jay needs to be pushed like all this because you could tell he holds the ball. He can't see. He needs to be pushed to a point where honestly, if he gets to get pushed by a coordinator, he has a season where he throws a lot of interceptions. That's fine because in the back end, that's going to be better for Jayden in the long run.
No, and I endorse all that. And if we're not, I mean, and you're right about because we're all ripping Cliff, and rightfully so. But like right before the interception by Van Ginkel, that's a throw. That last year would have been 100%. Jayden would have made that throw. It would have been caught. Would have been a first down. And it's like you can't miss when he has those layups. And that's been a complaint we've had too. Is like, where are those little easy passes on 3rd and 4th and short where a guy just turns, sits down, and gets ball thrown to him and gets first down? There was like one of those today, but Jayden missed one right before the Van Ginkel turnover. That, and I didn't love the call because again, I would have stuck with the run, but that's one of those. It's like Jayden needs to make that throw. That's a throw that should be an easy 3 or 4 yard play and a first down. And that's really terrible. Somebody was in there saying that Connerly ain't it. I mean,
he's been playing well. Well, he played bad today too. He played bad today.
I mean, our offensive line struggled, but I would go down to Flores. Flores was
right.
Flores was doing a job on this defense today.
But it's like what Taj said here in the comments.
And I think Taj is absolutely spot on about him speeding up a QB that was rusty. I think that's absolutely right.
Right, and and sitting 6 or 7 guys could not block today. Today Flores looked like the Bill Belichick playing against a rookie quarterback. He gave him different.
Oh, looks. That's good. That's a good because he was he was on the staff. That's a good point.
He was on the staff, so he understands how to rattle a quarterback, right? Yeah, so he rattled Jayden today coming back because of what he learned from Bill Belichick and knowing how to do that. So again, he sped up Jayden today because that's what he's used to doing. That's when you see good defensive coordinators. I started the show by saying that Flores need to have a head coaching job because, again, that defense, even though Minnesota has been terrible, they have been losing games, that defense has been right.
Yeah, it hasn't been the defense's fault.
It hasn't been the defense's fault. The defense has been right. So he's been doing well, and he did what he's supposed to do today. Again, offensive line that Flores. You know what? I would love for that to happen, right? I would love for Flores to come here, right? That would be great for Flores to come here. But again, you got to give him some time too, and give him some play, be able to get positions.
Oh, I like this question here. I like this question. Oh, that's it. I can answer this easy. Would you guys play? I wouldn't. He already hurt his elbow. Why you want? He gets hurt. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie. This year,
get a dub.
Nah, this dude a dub. Man, what you worry about wins for?
No, no, not me. I'm talking about this coaching staff.
Oh,
I'm acting as the coach.
I bet you they would play him.
I'm acting as the coaching staff, not Glenn, because Glenn has to set him. Glenn said set him for the rest of the year.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah, right? I'm with you, Glenn. I got you.
But as the coaching staff,
oh yeah, they would play him.
They're playing him next week.
They would play him too. They would do some dumb crap and play him. This man has showed you he gonna get his. He already got knocked. Yeah, this man has showed you like. And this, honestly, this is the sad thing about it. He got hurt. He got hurt in college too, right? Did he get hurt in college in Arizona State? Didn't.
I mean, maybe, but he was.
Oh, he got hurt a little bit
at LSU. He got hurt a little bit. Never missed him down at LSU.
Oh, sorry, he got hurt in that Bama game. Sorry, he didn't miss a long stint of time. You're right, he didn't. This season is like, it's concerning.
Can't get
this
right.
season's very concerning on how often he's getting hurt. It's very concerning.
What would help is if the offense coordinator helped him out by running the football more.
I don't want to say he was hurt today. I'm just saying he felt discomfort because I think they made the decision today because of the past decision they didn't make in Seattle, right? So today they were overly cautious with what they wanted to do with Jayden.
They're like, this game ain't going nowhere.
Just like the game, when he got hurt, he just threw the interception. It was 24-0. Like why? Because if we said don't put him in the Seattle game, right, when it's a blowout. Why would you want him back in this game?
Was it in the fourth quarter? Wasn't that early? Wasn't that third?
Late third.
You still got a chance. In third, you got a chance. It ain't like it's over.
No, they didn't have a chance.
They didn't have a chance.
Oh, I got to ask you this question. I'll ask you this question.
They didn't have a chance. Didn't have a chance.
Did the offense look better with? All right. Did the offense in whole entirely better with Mariota compared to Jayden, or is that with
the running game was
not
better.
really?
Not really.
Okay.
It's about the same. Mariota threw the
interception. And by the way, DC Slim. I don't know what you've been listening to for the last 39 minutes, almost 40.
What happened?
I think we've all shoveled plenty of blame at Dan Quinn for this.
Oh, I blame the head coach.
I really think we're not avoiding Dan Quinn.
I think not you. I think talking about me. So let me say this again. I said I came in and said he deserved blame. I said you can blame him. DC Slim. I think you kind of you want me to say something that. Put it this way, do I think he deserves to be fired after what happened and all this, that, and the other? And as a fan, yeah, sure, why not? He should be fired. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you what the organization will do. You're saying what you want. Those are two separate things. You're not asking for my opinion. You're not asking for my opinion. That's not a thing you're asking for. You just want me to, you pretty much want
to co-sign.
You want me to co-sign. I'm just telling you what they're going to do. I don't keep just like this. I'm gonna say it again for people who don't understand this. I didn't like Joe Witt Jr., but I kind of stopped talking about Joe Witt Jr. because I knew at that time nothing was going to be done. Why? Because I didn't want to waste my energy. I'm giving you some advice. I'm telling you not to waste your energy. Keep talking about, hey, you saying what we need to do. I know. That's what I'm saying. You can say what you need to do. I'm telling you what they ain't going to do. I ain't saying what I want them to do. Shoot, there's a lot of things I want them to do. I don't bring them up on this show because I know what they ain't going to do what I want them to do.
I didn't want Dan Quinn hired. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't get this whole, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm being real. I
think a lot of fan
base. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about stuff that I'm not saying what I want, dude. If you would get what I wanted, Jay wouldn't be playing. How many times have I said this on this show? I ain't say it a lot. I could be saying it all the time. Like just sit Jayden the whole whatever. I could be making that argument all the time, but I haven't. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things there's so many things I would say. Like I would have said why I would have campaigned Newton should be playing all the time. I knew it ain't gonna happen. That's why I don't campaign for it. It is what it is. I don't campaign for something I know ain't gonna happen. That's all I'm telling you. It ain't about me against this, that, and the other, or me fighting a point. I told this already. It's practical. I'm here to tell you about. I'm here to discuss practical. Like, shoot, I want freaking Donovan Edwards to get touches. You don't hear me complain about this 24/7 on the show. I think he should be lifted for the practice squad. You hear me? I ain't saying it. That's all I'm telling you. I get what you're trying to go. I get where you're coming from with it. You know what I'm saying?
George got a question here. Would you guys draft a quarterback in the upcoming draft? If so, which quarterback would you draft since we have a first or second? No, this team needs defense. I wouldn't draft an offensive player. Some people I saw mock drafts say draft a wide receiver. I'm not drafting another wide receiver. I'm drafting a pass rusher, which they did not get in the last draft.
There's levels. You could draft any position of defense.
Let me say this. All right, let me say this. I don't want to draft a wide receiver. But if the defensive player don't measure up, because this is what we did. Like I'm telling you, if he don't measure up to the wide receiver, I don't got no problem. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like if Tate is on the block, I'm like, if you ain't matching Tate energy, I'm like, all right, I'll get Tate. I'm cool with that. You gotta match my energy. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. You gotta match my energy. If you ain't matching the energy, then I'm like, oh Tyson, the Tyson kid. If you ain't matching that energy, then I'm all right. I ain't gonna be mad. There you go. Best player available. I'm cool with that because they didn't do that last draft.
What's that? That's what Jordan, I was mad about. You talking about Jordan Tyson from Arizona State?
Yeah, that boy look nasty.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, there's levels to everything in life. That's all I'm saying. Look, I'll give you a prime example. To your point, Glenn. Like, really, real talk. The Bengals ain't need to draft Jamar Chase. T. Higgins already gave him 1,000 yards in there. He was already cool. They needed an offensive lineman. They really needed a tackle. A tackle was there, but it was like, hey. That tackle's energy don't match Jamar Chase. And they win it because of it. That's all I'm saying. You gotta match. All I'm saying is you gotta match the energy. Like that energy gotta match. That's all I'm saying. Like that energy don't match.
I got one supporter in the chat for trading back. There we go. I got one. I actually got two.
Who's trying to trade back? Who's trying to trade back?
Trin and Jay and JR.
Trade back for who? Who y'all want? Man, trade back for who? Man, look.
Because we need a lot of picks.
Look. If Ohio State dude out there, we getting them. Sorry to tell you, I'm not hurting y'all. I'm about to hurt y'all feelings. Ohio State dude out there, we getting
hurt my feelings.
Not you, George. I'm talking about everybody else. I'm gonna hurt y'all fellas. If Ohio State dude is out there, we getting them. Sorry, this is what and I hate Ohio State. I hate them with a passion. But if you get me out there, all right.
I know.
hey, shout out to Indiana, man. Y'all the real MVPs, man. Shout out to Indiana. Y'all the real MVPs. Yeah, man. Look, man. Adam Peters got. Look, the only thing I trust with Adam Peters is giving me, like, I trust Adam Peters to pick the best player available in the top 10. That's where I trust Adam Peters. I don't trust anybody after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust his drafting like I do not trust his drafting like that.
Right.
Personally, I don't. Because everybody, look, we got a lot of these dudes who don't play, right? I don't trust them like that. We can trade back, but unless you look, man, that's why I like the Eagles so much. They know what they want and they get it.
They get it.
They don't play, man. They know what they want and they get it. We out here trying to play around with the picks.
No, and look, if Arvell Reese or Ruben Dane are there,
look, George, where we going? Where we're headed? Our projection.
Yeah,
those players are they're there. They're there for the taking. Like, why are we acting like we don't want it? Why are we acting like look, man, I'm gonna say this again. People get mad at it, but it's okay. It's all good. I'm gonna be real with you. When the Spurs got Tim Duncan, they weren't supposed to be bad. David Robinson went out for the year. Went out for the year. Yeah. And it was like, dang, we gonna be sorry. They was playing my man Dominique Wilkins. They were playing old Dominique. They were playing a lot of folks. And then they sucked. They sucked. What happened? They got Tim Duncan. The rest is history.
And it was a shame.
Look, all I'm saying is let us have that Tim Duncan this year on defense. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let us have that. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll answer one of DC Slim's earlier questions.
What do you say? Go ahead.
Because he asked about if DQ comes back, what's going to change? Hopefully, with a new staff, a lot is going to change. Because again, if you change coordinators and get somebody else in there different, then yeah. But again, if I will agree with you on this, DC Slim. If DQ and Cliff Kingsbury are back here next year, we might be a little bit better. But we ain't gonna be what we want to be.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't see the game today, so I'm
gonna answer the question of the game today. The game today, they got out coached, out schemed, and it looked bad, right? And today was a terrible day to be a coach, right? I need to see the press conference to see the questions asked, and I'll dissect it. And DC, if I look at the press conference after we do this, and I might do a video on it. But because I'm interested in the press conference as well. Last time we thought to throw the press conference up here, they shut one of our channels down, so they ain't gonna happen, right? But they're dirty. But but I want to break it down because I want to see the answer to some of the questions, right? I want to see the answer to the question, the third down question. You know, I want to see the question to Dan Quinn calling defense today, what his thoughts were about why this defense didn't play well, why his offensive line couldn't block today. Why the defense had the same issue they've had in the past, tackling today. Bobby Wagner, even though he had 16 tackles, that's a lot.
He had a bunch of tackles. That was a racket. I saw
he played hard today. I mean, not giving
was he getting burnt? Was he getting burnt?
No, he started a lot of run. The run defense, he did a lot in the run defense. I mean, Minnesota tried to run football, right? And then they took what they
even had a couple TFLs.
Right.
Oh, did he really? Okay.
Yeah. And Minnesota took what they could take on third downs. And third downs is where Minnesota ate today. 6 for 11, as I mentioned earlier.
JJ was 6 for 11?
On third down.
On third down. Look at JJ.
6 for 6. He started 6 for 6.
So
he was on third down. Look at JJ.
Yeah, so third.
Look at George. Look at JJ, George.
Third down. So DC to answer DC's question and to bring everything else up, they I gotta disagree with that when you say they did nothing. What, did they do anything to change the outcome of the game? No, but if you take away the 16 tackles, the score is much worse. Right? Luvu did have one batted ball down today. That's because he's being an athlete. I'm not giving those, but you can't take those two dudes off the field because guess what? McGee is good, but McGee's not giving you that. And so again, you got to live as a Washington fan in a realist.
I think
you take what you can take for this season. Yeah, and let's be honest, they're a terrible football team, but they're a terrible football team. And if you fire your coach on week 17, who's the replacement? Because there's somebody on staff. But again, people who are asking for coaches to be fired, that's cool. But guess what you'll get for the next 5 weeks? Somebody on his staff taking over. And I'll be honest with you, nobody's changing the offense with 5 weeks left with nothing to play for. They're still going to run the same thing.
And my man McGee, I ain't watched the game, so I know he's throwing shade. But Taj, McGee ain't do nothing. My man McGee ain't do nothing.
No.
All right, I saw Ertz got hurt. What happened with my man Zach Ertz? He got hurt. What happened? George probably happy. George probably happy. He got carted off.
No. Let's just Let's.
No,
I
not
don't
like
wanna see it happen.
no, not injury like that. Like I know, I mean, that somebody gets playing time, not that he got hurt.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the playing time aspect that I could be happy about.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it
what
was
I'm talking
a
about. That's
terrible
what I'm
injury.
talking about. It was a terrible. He got carted off.
Yeah,
Well,
he got carted off.
he
This is
walked
it.
off.
He's
He walked
done.
to the sideline. Then he got carted off with a brace on there. Marcus Mariota looked like he was praying for him. It is not good for Zach Ertz. I mean, Zach was crying with a towel over his head.
Dang.
So he got hit. Well, Marcus laid him out. Left him out there high and dry. Marcus threw the ball. Zach went to get it, and the defender for the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings kind of cut him in half at his legs. So
damn, that sucks. He didn't get benched. McGee and Vaughn played two separate positions. He's not a. Never mind. I ain't going. Yeah. Vaughn's basically an edge rusher. McGee's not an edge rusher. All right.
Let's see who else we got here. We got some more comments, man.
You can put all the comments in there.
Here we go. We need to draft right tackle for Miami. Miami Francis.
Right tackle. We got a right tackle. We got Connolly. What y'all trying to do?
Travis.
I don't understand people saying Connolly is a busted flush.
Connolly had like a good stretch of
one of the few good things coming out of his season because he's gotten a lot better from.
Yeah, I agree.
To start beginning this season till now. Everybody else is like, no.
Yeah,
we need help on the offensive line.
He's like an edge rusher. He's not a traditional line. I know what you're talking about. He's not playing coverage. He's hands in the dirt.
Yeah,
hands in the dirt. Like,
but for me, it's I think Connolly, considering how much he was struggling early, I think Connolly's done pretty well. And
I think Connolly's good. I think Connolly's
I feel good about him going forward at right tackle.
Yeah.
For me, it's center is the big issue.
You don't like Biotish? You don't like Biotish?
Well, not just that he's starting to get beat a lot. They don't have anybody behind him that's any good. So in the very least, you need to be looking somewhere in day 2 or day 3 of the draft.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find the next guy
that can help. A backup. I got you. So for depth.
Yeah.
I got you.
But there's. I mean, I don't know what more smoke we can have for these coaches because they just.
I mean, it
was so bad today.
I don't think everybody. I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was so bad today because you don't get to score at the goal line after you get down to the 1, and then you allow a 12-minute drive.
He chose that though. Cliff chose that from what you all.
Cliff chose that, and Cliff's terrible. But then you come back. And you got a chance to get off the field 3 or 4 times on one drive and don't do it, and they have a 12-minute drive and get a touchdown. 98-yard drive, 16 plays, whatever it was. There hadn't been a 12. What was it? It was the longest drive for the Vikings in this century. They're talking about there hadn't been a drive this long for like 10 years or something ludicrous like that. I mean, at that point, you could have almost argued the running clock, but somehow they still kind of had a chance.
That's crazy.
Even because it was 14-0 at halftime. If they go down and get a touchdown to start the second half, you're like, all right, you're still in the game. Of course, that didn't happen. So
George, you telling me JJ made history?
Yo.
This is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens when Ohio State screws the pooch. Granted, I picked Indiana yesterday, so I kind of enjoyed that. But I didn't think if I'd have known I was getting this Wole as a result, I'd have gone the other way.
No, why I can do this? Because we suck. Because the Commanders suck. You think I'll be talking about JJ?
This is Wole is not. This is this Emperor Petty. This ain't even King Petty anymore. Wole is the Emperor of Petty, right?
You think I would care? Like, you think I would be mentioning all this and we were actually if the Commanders were a playoff team, I'd be pissed.
Oh no, I know you're not. No, this is the perfect time for this sort of thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't change the fact that you're the Emperor of Petty.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Tosh got a question too, Glenn. If you want to move it out there.
Now go ahead, Tosh. I'll ask Tosh a question first.
Go ahead. You want to? I'll read it. I said, you want to read it? You great, Glenn. You can read it. You can.
Now go ahead. What can this defense honestly say that they did well? First of all, they can't say they did anything well today, right? None.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This defense did not do anything well. They didn't tackle well. Didn't pass rush well. Couldn't get to the quarterback. Some people had a couple cover sacks. But far as defensively, well, this team didn't do it. They gave up 312 yards to a Minnesota Viking team that didn't score last week. They didn't do anything well, and this is under Dan Quinn's watch, right? So go to my point I was going to make about DC Slim. Then we'll go to the second half of Todd's question.
Cool.
I think everybody that's in this organization, I think we can say it, I don't know how many other ways we can say it, would like for them to fire Dan Quinn, but that decision only relies on two people.
Yeah.
Two people outside of this podcast, two people outside of the 45 to 70,000 fans that might be in the stadium. Only two people have that decision. And those two people are Adam Peters and Josh Harris, which at this point in time, right? Magic Johnson don't even have this decision. There's only two people going to make that decision, and Dan Quinn is a talker, and they're not going to pull the trigger on this guy yet, right? They're not going to pull the trigger on. Todd, you talking about what they did well the whole season? Here it is. This defense did nothing well the whole season, right?
Yeah.
Besides the New York Giants game, this defense did nothing. Well, they gave us false hopes at the beginning of the game. Oh yeah. Gave us no hope, right? They gave us good hope at the beginning of the game, the Giants game, and nothing else. Even the San Diego Charger game.
LA Chargers, my guy.
My bad.
I like saying San Diego too.
LA. I'm thinking back to Survivor Series.
I know you're gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that.
Survivor Series last week. I'm sorry, man. The LA Chargers, they did nothing. They was down 10 points. They had to change some things, right? And plus, the LA Chargers offensive lineman got hurt. So this defense has done nothing. Dan Quinn, could you hold Dan Quinn to the fire? Would I be mad if you fired Dan Quinn? No. Would you be mad if you fired this defensive staff? No. But it's only coming from two guys. All right. How would you, George, go ahead and answer, and then we'll get to the rest of the second half of Todd's question.
They don't do anything well at all. They need to change much of the defensive staff, if not all of it. Do you want me to answer the draft free agency in a bit, or just that first part?
No, you guys address the rest of it too.
In terms of the draft, it's what Wole says. If we are high enough to draft one of those blue chip defensive players, we're going to do it. I don't think we'll trade back, even though I'm one of the only people on team trade back, because I do think volume as much as anything. But we've got to spend money in free agency to get defensive players, especially if we're not going to have more than 6 picks in the draft. And if we're going to have only 6 picks in the draft, probably 4 of them got to be defensive players, maybe 5. Although, again, tight end, maybe. Wide receiver, maybe. Kicker, maybe. There's all sorts of things. That's kind of one of the reasons why I've been on team trade back, is that we have a lot of damn needs here. And that's what, I understand if Adam Peters is worried about, we can't totally go crazy because we've got to save some money for Jayden down the line. But right now, you've got a lot of holes to fill. You've got to get younger. That's got to be, whether it's DQ's philosophy or not, I don't care. We got to get younger, and we've got to at least try to get some players in here that can fill some of these gaps. Safety, linebacker, edge rusher. It's a lot that's on the shopping list this year for Adam Peters. And so he's got some tough decisions to make, and he's going to need to do it in free agency and the draft to come anywhere near filling all these things, because we didn't do it last year.
And there's a lot of players. And there's a lot of players that need to come in, because a lot of players on 1-year contracts. And so you got a lot of players that need to be moving around, and they're going to be gone. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wole. You want to answer?
He said what? Like, what was his question again? I'm sorry.
Todd's question was what can this defense only say?
What could they do for next year?
Yeah, what can they only say they did well this year?
Oh, they did nothing well this year. I mean, that's
and how would you realistically approach the offseason?
Oh, it's easy. I mean, that's not hard. Like, one, I would draft. I mean, if they are where they're going to be, you draft the best defensive player, was probably going to be one of the best players in the draft. That's fine. That's one, because you need to get. It's the same problem they had last year, the year before, 2024. They needed to get a player. They needed a superstar on that offensive side of football, and they got one of Jayden Daniels. Right? We saw what happened with the season. They need to get a superstar player on the defensive side of football. And then from there, you have to build and cultivate around that in the offseason. You can't be cheap in the offseason. You can't do these bargain basement signings. You got money. Forget about Jayden Daniels. That's his contract. That he's still on a rookie deal. You worry about that when the time comes. Like, honestly, because his year 2 ain't as banging as what his year 1 was. You don't have to worry about that money, that type of money right now. Like, you don't have to worry about that type of money. At first, we were thinking as a fan base, Like we want to get that 2024 style of play back-to-back years, which that sets you up now for we got to get this dude the Mahomes money right now, right? Now with an injury year and him not looking as sharp as he did in 2024, you don't have to worry about that type of contract at this moment. Like that shouldn't be in your mind frame, because I don't know what, like, after CJ Stroud in his first year and second year, did he get that big crazy deal?
No,
he didn't, right? So you're hearing the same. So you don't got to worry about that right now at this point in time in life. So go ahead and sign some studs on defense, sign some edge rush, like get a good edge rusher, sign another edge rusher, because at the end of the day, that's where you win football games, is when you can rush the passer. Obviously, like, you want corners. You'll have Trey Amos back. Luckily, Mikey, we've seen it. Mikey can play outside. You play that type of style. So you got two young corners who you can now say, you know what, we're going to be good there. And then now you get some pass rushing, like some young, vibrant pass rushers. And then you can, in the draft or free agency, you can get some linebackers, some speed out linebackers. You fill in the pieces. If you want to re-sign Deron Payne, go for it. That's on you. I'm not re-sign. If you don't want to void his contract, because he's still under contract. If you don't want to void his contract, that's on you. Keep him. I have no issue with that. That's why I think it's important too. I would tackle these last remaining games. Like, we got to see what we got in Jazon Newton. You know what I mean? Like, really play him throughout this last few weeks. I know we got Kinlaw, but Kinlaw to me is a run stopping dude. To me that's fine. But we need to get pressure on the quarterback. So do what you can do in terms of packages, which you can have out there to get pressure on the quarterback. But that's my thing. Use the draft, get your stud, get your guy. Like, the Giants last year got Abdul Carter. For us, get our stud, whoever that is, if that's Down, if that's whoever, if that's Bain or whoever that it may be. There's a lot of great defensive players out in this draft. Get one of them and then work around and then pick players off of that. That's how I look at it. I don't care about no Brandon Ayuk. I know y'all be talking about Ayuk. I don't care about Brandon Ayuk. No. I don't care about them other dudes. I care about, if you really want to make this better, and this is what my issue was last year. The Eagles put 50 on us? The Eagles put 50 on us, and that was not a concern. That didn't concern people. They put 50 on you in a playoff game. That means you play hard. That's a playoff game that gets to the Super Bowl. That means you played your hardest. They put the game to go to the Super Bowl, they put 50 on you. Nah, that should have been a warning sign right there. Let you know what you need. If you got to really go. Kinlaw is cool, but that's not the type of player you need to bring in here. You need to bring a stud. You need to bring studs in here. Like, legit. And it's not a knock on Kinlaw, because he's a solid player. But I'm talking about, you need game changers. You gave up 50. You need Will Harris, cool. But they not studs. You need to bring in studs. Like, if there's a stud on the market, you go for a stud.
That goes to Taj's point, though. And is this a philosophical thing, the philosophy, or this is a better player thing? And I think they need to bring in better players.
They better players and
better and younger players. Yeah. Better younger players with better coaching.
But we knew this. Or this is the thing. If you told us, like, this is how easy it is. Like, forget coaching initially. When they made their I know me, so I know what my stance was at. I can't speak for everybody else. When they made their signings, I was like, this ain't changing nothing. This ain't moving no needle. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. This is why I'm gonna tell you why. Because I knew this. Because this is what my thought process was at the time. I was like, Joe Wynn ain't good enough, because he's the defensive coordinator. He's not good enough to bring out the best out of those dudes and put them dudes in a position to be great at their position. You need to get a stud who can make him look good. That's like, I'm gonna give you an example. The Rams defense, when they won the Super Bowl, wasn't great because of, like, the coordinator or whatever. It's because they had like an all-pro player, like almost every position. Mm-hmm. They had Jalen Ramsey. They had Aaron Donald. They had Von Miller.
What's the dude that retired?
They had I'm talking about on defense.
No, yeah.
They actually had Bobby, like, not on the Super Bowl team. They eventually had Bobby down the road. Like, they stacked their defense to be good. Like, that's what they did. Like, they paid because they made their defense effective, right? Flip side, that's what you need if you're gonna do that for Washington. There's two things you're gonna do. You're gonna bring in because you're gonna bring in a defensive coordinator who could do the job, who can really coach people up to a point to make people who have lesser talent really good, or you're going to have to bring in the most talented dudes, period, to help that defense out.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. Because you're like, it gotta be one way. You got either, if you're going to for their defense, you're either going to have to pay a lot to bring vicious dudes in the building, and that means your coach, then you're cool with your coach being okay, or you can go the route you go, but you better bring a defensive coordinator who got game, like who really got game. Not one of these dudes. Like I'm questioning Dan Quinn right now, what the Vikings did to him, so I don't even know if Dan Quinn on that level. Bring in somebody who you know can coach up like a Brian Flores, a guy who you know can coach up a defense. Like you can bring all you got to do is bring his characteristics, and they don't got to be all world. Bring his characteristics, and you'll get the production you need.
It is it is player development is key. We've been screaming that all year. Screaming all year, player development. We have not seen player development whatsoever. No, because everybody's worried about. To DC Slim's point, everybody worried about hurting people's feelings. That's the problem. They still I feel like when the season's been over. Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna be real. Like I like Bobby. I do. I like Bobby Wagner. Season was over after Green Bay. He should have been he shouldn't be playing like that for real. I'm gonna be real. He shouldn't be playing like that for real. Because to everybody, that's player development time. Like you're losing games regardless, bro. Like it don't matter. Like I don't get why you're not Jerzon Newton ain't getting big time burn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that either. And to your case, George, like, you're right. Like, in all honesty, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I just knew how the team was thinking. But yeah, you can see Ben sitting out there. Like, if you care about player development for real, then like your season's over. Like, why are you not testing these dudes? Like, this Minnesota game is gonna help you. Then, and like, truth be told, you're more concerned with player development when it comes to Jayden Daniels than anybody else because you played Jayden. And why would you play Jayden? Why wouldn't you play Jayden? Because you worry about player development, right? But you worry about him. Why not worry about everybody else? Yeah. Everybody else needs that time. Like, they all need that time. They all need that work.
What one of our commenters said is that today was an example of why Jayden needs to play because he's got to work through these things. And again, DC Slim, all of this is on Dan. We've made that point. We're not excusing these coaches. Everybody on this panel wants both the coordinators fired. You want the coach fired too, and I'll admit I'm starting to come around to what you're saying a little bit, but we're not firing him before week 17, week 18 when the season is over, and we still got 5 games to go. We got to see what the whole picture is. And DC, but I'll say this: we absolutely got to change both these coordinators, most of his staff.
Paul, you go where I was getting ready to go, man. Clint Kubiak as head coach and Josh Baines.
I want to say this. This is a great Michigan day. Blake Corum just had a touchdown. This is a great Michigan day. I'm sorry, Glenn. Continue.
No, you good. Paul, you go where I was getting ready to go. I was going to ask you guys. I was going to ask you guys in the chat. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. If you fire Dan Quinn, who do you bring in as the next head coach?
Oh man, this is hilarious.
Well, and Paul's got an answer.
Yeah, my man loves.
Paul has a great answer. Yeah. So, I mean, DC.
I don't know about Clint Kubiak being ready to be an HC, but he's a very good offensive mind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all you gotta do, you gotta bring in you know how it is. Like he's still coaching offense. All you're doing is coaching offense.
And Mario Rubio brings up Tomlin. I only have one question for Tomlin. Who's your offensive coordinator going to be?
Yeah,
that's been Tomlin's problem. Is his offensive coordinator picks have been terrible.
They have been bad,
and that's what sabotaged him.
They have been bad. John Gruden.
So yeah, and Trin brings up John Gruden. I don't want no part of no Gruden. John Gruden needs to coach in college, honestly, if he's going to coach at all.
Flores should go to. He should take over Glen. Glen does not know Brian Flores should be a head coach for real. He should be a head coach.
I mean, Brian Flores. I'd love to have Brian Flores here because
Mike McCarthy. No, I don't want no Mike McCarthy. No.
I'd want him as an OC. I wouldn't want him as a coach.
I don't want him a coach. I think Mike McCarthy's days as a coach. I don't think I want him in today. Like, I don't know if he would fit in for today's football even as an OC, to be honest with you. Yeah. I would have my
you might be right. But I mean,
he has a good track record, though. To your point, George, he does have a good track record.
And look, Flores got screwed in Miami. He deserves another shot. I would love to have Flores here. My only thing with Flores is he's always been a no nonsense guy, and sometimes front offices and ownership don't mesh with that, which is too bad because again I think he proved himself as a decent coach. And in terms of being a coordinator, I mean, right now if you're talking about who would be the highest paid coordinators in the league, it'd be him and Jim Schwartz. Okay, cool. And Clinton Kubiak if he stayed as an OC another year. I wouldn't have a problem. He's up there. So I would be happy to see Brian Flores here because he deserves another opportunity.
He does though,
because he didn't get the one he should have got in Miami.
Yeah,
and again, you have maybe the one question you have for him is the same question you have for Tomlin. Who are you going to pick as your offensive coordinator?
John Harbaugh. I think. Yeah. No, John. No, he about to get fired in Baltimore. He get fired. He could get fired. That is true.
Yeah, lost today.
No, he could. And honestly, he needs a new place too. He's like Tomlin. He's gotten stale, and he needs a new place.
I thought you were talking about to say Jim. I almost got hyped. Thought you said Jim Harbaugh, but John's okay.
Chargers are going to circle the drain.
Don't be hating. Look, all Jim does is win. Don't get mad at Jim. All Jim's got a national championship. He's been to the Super Bowl already. Jim does is win. He's a Michigan alum. He's a great coach. Continue. I'm sorry. Just understand. You may hate my guy Jim, but he wins. Just saying.
Oh Lordy.
Kevin Stefanski's getting fired.
No, and I don't know if I'd want to take him right away. His offensive coordinator track record.
He has a good mind though. He has a very good offensive mind. College, I don't know. I don't think Jay. See, this is the thing. I'm not mad at it, George. A college coach wouldn't hurt me as an OC, but I think Jayden needs a pro style coordinator. I actually wouldn't mind Jayden having it. What's Buffalo's OC? Brady. It's Brady. Because he coached
Joe Brady.
I wouldn't mind him being Joe Brady. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind Joe Brady. What you mad about, DC Slim? You said losers talk. What you mad about? What you want to talk, bro? Give me your question. I would love to respond to it.
Because again,
no. I want him to, like he said, losers talk. I want to know what his question.
You know what we need. You know what we need to do that we haven't done yet.
Send the link out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to put the link out.
Oh,
because Paul said that after this game, I was going to need a pen and a paper when he comes on. So, Paul, I'll let you know I got my notepad right here, and I got my pen, so I'm ready, Paul.
Oh, he's going to Glen will drop.
Yeah, I got you.
Glen will drop the link.
No, to Jay Gruden. I don't want no Gruden anywhere near.
Man, my man, especially Jay. I know my man. The Saints beat the Bucks. What the hell?
Yeah, I know, and knocked me out of the eliminator. I'm devastated.
Easy.
The Bucks kept going for it on 4th and 1 at midfield and never getting it. And I like Todd Bowles, but he did a bad job in this game. They should have been punting the ball.
Paul in the building. I'm a hush.
Oh. What up, fellas? What up?
I'm ready, Paul. Drop your knowledge.
All right. Enough of this. Foundation in the house still has mold in it. We had Dan Quinn was just a paint job. But here's my points. 1, we're an old team. We have no linebackers.
He get a ball to freaking what the? Sorry, wait.
we had no linebackers. We fired a defensive coordinator who was inept. And then the predecessor goes to show you that Minnesota scored 31 points on us, over 300 yards, and he's inept. So what are we keeping him for? Get rid of him. I'm for. And Cliff Nuff said we saw it on a passing 3 downs on the 1 yard line. Yeah, I'm with cleaning the whole house, and you got to see the bigger picture. You have a franchise quarterback in JD5. You got to get, and I said this, y'all heard me say this many times, you got to get somebody to elevate his play. Because to Wole's point, to everybody's point, everybody in the chat, JD has regressed. Partial on him and partial on the offensive coordinator.
Facts. All facts.
Defense has been terrible since day 1 of last year.
Facts.
They haven't improved. If I'm Josh Harris, you had to look at the bigger picture. Last year was an anomaly because you had to have a quarterback to play like Superman. We had Hail Murray. We had breaks. I finally come to that realization that that's what happened last year. Morpheus came to me and gave me the red or the blue pill at the beginning of the year. So you know what happened when you took the red pill. Reality hit how it really looked for this team this year. This is what we are. I kept saying that we are a bad organization. 1 year doesn't change the organization, people. I'm going to admit the truth. 1 year does not change the organization. We're still bad. Everybody's talking about bringing in retreads. You gotta go younger. Look at the trend. All the young. I do my research. All the successful teams, majority of them have young, offensive-minded coaches who know how to coach quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in a young, hungry defensive coordinator. Yeah. The trend of this league is to go young. We go backwards and go old the following year after making the NFC Championship game. If you're Josh Harris, and I know y'all listening because you know everybody listens to the show, you have to think outside the box and let Dan Quinn and everybody go blow it out because you have nothing right now to look forward to for next year. You can't hang nothing. Today's game, nobody played well. You had nothing to hang your hat on for next year. You know why? Because everybody regressed. You can't name me one person who made steps this year. That's fireable offense. That's a fireable offense. You regress. You went back to the Ron Rivera era.
This is true. That's a good point. He did have.
Yeah. It's only one player addressed, and that's Tressway. But other than that, leave it alone.
Tressway's been doing it for the last 10 years, Glenn.
Yeah, man. I mean, who's gotten better?
Nobody's gotten better.
Paul. Chris Paul has.
Okay, Chris Paul.
And Connerly. And those are the only two.
Oh, he said, my man said touchdown Luke McCaffrey. Look at you.
No, that's true.
Look at Santiago getting on this petty train type thing. I see you, dude. I see you.
But hold on. Luke was forced to because there was nobody else there.
Right.
Sometimes you're forced to improve when nobody else is there.
Nobody was else there, or that he could have done this, and he just was never given the chance to.
I mean, Jay ain't throwing the ball, man. Jay ain't throwing the ball for a reason, man. Y'all stop doing that. Y'all
stop doing that. Y'all stop doing that, man. Jay won't give him the ball.
I'll stop trying this Luke McCaffrey propaganda. Where my man Mike at? I haven't seen him in a minute.
Man, ever since Luke got hurt, Mike ain't never been in the chat. So we
know, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're not gonna speak on that. But I'm sorry, fellas. I'm just upset right now because
me too.
Because simple fact is, and DC Slim, all props to you. At first, I was like, then I started looking at it, and then what turned me to DC Slim side was this. After we had that bye week, and I did more homework and looked at other games. I'm like, Cliff is the worst coordinator maybe in the league. He makes nothing easy for Jayden Daniels.
Nah, he don't, bro. He don't. He really don't, though. Real talk, he really don't.
You look at Matt. You like LaFleur. He makes Jordan Love is not better than JD, but he gives easy outs for Love. Come on, man. What are we talking about here?
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say who better than whatever. Cause I mean,
I'm just talking about coaching wise. I'm saying coaching wise, Wole.
I know. Because I mean, like I never know what Jordan Love annoys me too. I got my fantasy team. That Bama should be better than what he is. So I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate for Jordan Love at times. So I'll be trying to be nice.
He's not playing Washington every week, man. He
fried on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. When our bitch to be fried. They ain't gonna play like, man. No way.
Paul, what else you got, man? We're gonna bring DC Slim in. We got Taj in the way too.
No, I'm just saying real quick. That's what I'm saying. We need to just clean house. I know, and Wole, real quick. I'm being practical. You have to clean house.
But it's not gonna happen though. That's what I'm telling you. I'm just being real. I'm being real with you though. Like you act like this is my thing.
If they don't win another game, you think it ain't time to clean house? If they don't win another game,
fire. Like that's like you gotta look at what owner does that. Like the owners that do that. Like we don't even know who Josh Harris is for real. From what like Josh Harris let Ron Rivera finish that whole year out.
He let Dan finish his year out too.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I'm gonna be real with you. Like Josh Harris is different. So I don't know. Like and that's like. He let Ron Rivera finish that whole year out, and that year was something. Like that year was something. So I don't know. I'm gonna be real. Like, but we gotta look at it. If it was all right, like this. Let me be bluntly honest with you. If this was like Dan Snyder, oh boy would be fired easily. Right. Like that's easy. If it was Jerry Jones, old boy probably would be fired.
Yeah, but my whole angle for everybody getting fired is this: my franchise quarterback has not gotten better, and I need new energy, young energy in here to make this whole franchise better. Mm-hmm. Bottom line.
Got you.
All right, thank you, Jim.
No problem. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Right. Always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Let's bring in DC. Bring in DC Slim. We're giving everybody that if you wanted to join the chat, man, join us on here live. We're gonna drop the link again. Give everybody an equal amount of time. So this time we're gonna bring in DC Slim, man.
DC, what's up, my dude?
What's up, DC?
Hey, whoa, I'm on your line today,
You should
dog.
be on my line, baby. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So look, okay. First of all, G, and whoa, what's up, fellas?
What's
What's
up, my
up?
guy?
What's up, man? What's up,
Hey,
man?
look,
What's good?
You know,
I got
DC
notes.
Slam.
I got notes in my hand, but I'm gonna say this first, real quick. Whoa, I'm gonna tell you right now.
What's up,
This
buddy?
excuse that you trying to sell
Let's see
of
what y'all
weak
telling.
and an organization
Yeah.
can't fire this dude. Let me
What is
run
it?
this by you.
Run it for me.
8-game losing streak,
Yeah.
300 in each one.
Yeah.
25-year record broken. And guess
Yeah.
what's the nail in the coffin?
What's
Did
up?
you see the look on the face of your coach today? He looked clueless.
They
Now,
dejected.
guess what he also didn't do? He made not one adjustment
I
the
feel
whole
you.
game.
I feel
So
you.
if I'm sitting up there, I don't care about tradition or not. The
Yeah.
man is getting fired. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah, go for
Dan
it, baby.
Quinn is playing homie games. So his boy
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner is
I agree with
trying to
that.
break a tackle record. So you're going to keep him in to benefit him instead of us winning. Now watch this. The starting lineup at linebacker was Luvu, Wagner, and Von Miller. So McGee got benched today for an old man. Okay.
Mhm.
See where I'm going with this? All right.
Yeah,
Now watch this.
I got you. I'm about to tell that's a package though, but go ahead, though. I hear you. Go, keep going.
That shouldn't be a package
No,
because
I'm
I
saying
have a
not
young
bench is a
guy.
package. I'm saying they that's not. But go ahead though, because they want to run more coverage. But go ahead though. Go ahead.
No, I can't run coverage with Von Miller at linebacker.
Because they got to put him in coverage. Like he's labeled a linebacker, but he's not in a linebacker weak side, strong side position. He's on his hands and in the dirt. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, well, if you the head coach, which one are you starting McGee or Vaughn at linebacker?
I'm telling you, like what I like. To be real with you, me personally, I like a traditional 3 linebacker situation, like 3 real.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. So you moving the goalposts. I am giving
no. I
question.
didn't answer your question. I said what I just said. I said if it was me, I'm running a 3. So it's answering your question. I'm running a traditional 3 linebacker situation. That means McGee is starting. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like I answered.
So once again, our head coach is playing old man games again.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks he's under the illusion that vets are going to save us. Now, this is Ron Rivera has never ever been shut out. Okay. This to me is the worst Redskin season I ever seen in 20 years. You know why? Like everybody else saying, man, you're getting no production. You're getting nothing. 0. And as for these fans that's sitting around here trying to act like, man, and I'm gonna say this to y'all too. All of these people that you naming that you want, they not gonna work for us. You're naming recycled coaches. We have been beaten by young people. Okay, the coach who demolished us today was a young dude. Okay, and you can't bring Flores or any coach in with Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn is he's soft. I see them 2 Flores will punch him in the face on the sideline. Okay,
Flores is a G though. Flores is a G,
and that's what I'm saying. So in order for this to work, man, and we should have done it 7 games ago. You have to do this now in order for it to work. If you wait. So watch this. Everybody's saying keep Dan Quinn, cut all these other people, right? Nobody will work with Dan Quinn because guess what? He ain't no boss. He too soft. Okay, let's just be real. Nobody is looking at my quarterback ain't saying one word to him the whole game. My offensive coordinator and my head coach don't talk to each other. I don't know who calls my defense. So everything that happens with this team is on Danny Boy. You can say all of what you want. He told you that he listened on the headphones. He know everything that's going on. So you know why I can't get mad at Cliff? Because ain't nobody checking Cliff. You know why I can't get mad at J5? Because J5 ain't got no discipline. J5 is going to keep being OC because in practice, they probably treat him like a king.
That's a good point.
You know, like he can't do no wrong. He shouldn't have played today. Okay.
Agreed.
Now karma is a bitch. Excuse my French. He did get hurt today. All right. Now everybody, all the people kept saying reps. He need reps. Those were the worst reps I ever seen in my life. Okay. So now we back to Dan trying to save his job again. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna say this today. If that man ain't fired by 9 a.m. business hours tomorrow, I am cutting this squad off. You know why? Because I see a joke. And I'm going to tell you what these owners doing. They listening to these radio stations. They listen to 980 and 1067 The Fan and most of these other jumps, and they condoning this madness, man. I'm telling you, I'm hearing a lot. It seems like everybody has become accustomed to losing. The loser talk is amazing. Dog, you gotta burn the bridges and the boat in order to do it again. You don't come back across this lake. All right. Listen, I'm kind of frustrated with the fans more than my team because once we stop accepting this product, then we won't have this problem. So what I'm telling y'all right now, if Dan Quinn is not fired tomorrow, you cannot bring nobody in here. You cannot try to mix people with him. Stop trying to save him. Because remember, we got him on the cheap. He's not even supposed to be here. Guess what I think, fellas? I don't think a lot of people want to come here. What if I throw that at you? I think a lot of people staying away. Look, we got a cornerback right now that's asking to be released. We can't blame Lattimore no more. So all the blame out the window. Dog, we just got 0 points today, and that was the worst game I've seen in years. If that dude and his staff ain't fired tomorrow, they'll never get another dime or any support from me. That's straight up.
All right, so wait. So yeah, you actually some really good points. So I'm not really
that's real talk, by the way.
I'm not mad at some of your points. Again, I want to say this again. So you think I think this is what I think we both kind of like are seeing not eye to eye, but we kind of are lost in the translation this way. I ain't never say that if I want him here or not. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't.
Got super chat real quick.
Oh, my bad.
I'm already from Alexandra Wilson 3724.
What's the question?
No, this is super chat. I'm already counting down to the days until we draft Ariel Reese or Caleb Downs in April. Rejoice in their selection.
Yeah, I know that's right.
That's right.
Check this out. This is another thing I need the fans to stop doing.
Go ahead, bro.
Look, dog, this draft talk and the picking of players and look, man. I am tired of players. You don't even know what you got because you got a trash coach that won't use what he got. Dog, we get the same amount of players as every team in the league. Why is injury the only word being used at all the teams? We the only one use that. It's always an excuse. Dog, it's stuff in between that. In the process of losing, you need to cease. Dog, bad teams don't look this bad. This is a coaching problem, and we don't need to be talking about no draft, man. Let's get a coach in here, because guess what? If we put some of these people in the right place, because that O-line I know is still a top 5 in the league, that D-line is a top 5 in the league, but long as Bobby Wagner and Luvu in there, I can't blitz nothing. We just watched the team blitz their linebackers, but my blind linebackers didn't blitz nothing. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? So
let's go.
DC Slim, can't argue with you on that because today the linebackers for the Minnesota Vikings were definitely moving. Again, all great points. Wole, you was about to answer his points before I jumped in.
Nah, he had great points, man. I can't hold you. I'm kind of geeked right now. But let me I will say to DC Slim, there's only reason what I've said. I don't really care if he gets fired or not. So I want you to know that right now. I really don't care. Personally,
well, you should, because guess what? If you don't get fired, guess who you gonna keep? You will have Bobby Wagner on this roster. Hey, look, though, I'm trying to tell. I don't think y'all realize most of these vets are connected to him. He is responsible for some of the old dudes on this team.
Let me say this real quick. I agree with you about the buddy ball. I definitely think that was my issue thoroughly.
Yeah.
The buddy ball thing annoys the bejesus out of me. I think that's been the problem, period. Throughout. Joe Witt having a job is a buddy ball mentality. That dude shouldn't even have a job. As a defensive coordinator, because you real talk, let's go back into the beginning of the whole process of how Joe Witt became the defensive coordinator. Truth be told, he was supposed to get Al Harris, and everybody knew how good Al Harris was as a coach, regardless, even his stint around here. So everybody knew Al Harris could coach defense, but since Dallas hated on him, he said, "Okay, let me bring my boy Joe Witt." That dude shouldn't have been a defensive coordinator. That was a buddy situation. So I agree with you there. Once it started not working with Bobby for real, especially to a point, I'm gonna be real, especially when there was no excuse about whatever games won or this, that, and the other. There's no reason why Bobby should be getting that many snaps. Period. Like that
you,
should
you
be
saw that
should be
year.
McGee. But I'm saying I'm even going last year. Last year they went NFC Championship game. I'm talking about this year in terms of what I'm gonna give you, but no reason like where it makes no sense in the world. Your season is over. It is over. Regardless of your fault, whatever, and you still playing Bobby Wagner, that is a problem to me because that you talk about player development. Because you talk about this, and I agree. I'm a believer in player development. And this point in time in the season, that's all I care about at this point in time of the season. And you still playing them dudes?
So
Nah,
now
bro.
you know that, right? What?
Yeah,
So
I'm
now
saying.
you know that. Say
That's what
he
I'm saying.
fired Cliff Kingsbury and Joe Witt, right? Say you go into next season. How could you expect anything different? This dude, though, this is the same MO he has pulled at all his jobs. It's almost like he trying to get fired. It's like you see
He's
where I'm
trying to get
going with
fired.
this, dog.
You say he's
Is
trying to get fired.
he's not even. No, if you look at that game today, it is
But
no
it's
way
bad,
he should
though.
be able to get on the plane with the team, dog. You know,
So
I keep saying chemistry, fellas. Watch the chemistry with our team. They don't respect these coaches because they know they jokes. Most of the vets on that team played when Cliff was a coach. They know he a clown. Come on, man. Come on.
I'm with
J5, look at how J5 be out there. J5 ain't got no respect for Cliff. J5 father done told him about Cliff already. Everybody know Dan Quinn history. The loser who blew the 25-point lead. Okay? And y'all keep trying to blame Shanahan, but Shanahan don't call defense.
Man,
You see where I'm going?
one, bro. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Me and my boys watched. My boy was playing the league. We was watching this. We was watching that game over his house. At the time, he did. He was on in the off season, and we were talking about that game. We were blaming Shanahan, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, but I get what you talking about, bro. I ain't mad at you though.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. But
hey man, I love y'all, man. Great
I love
show.
hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
see, look,
DC
DC
Slim.
Slim. I just want to know me. As you know, me and you were boys though. Don't ever get twisted. You,
We boys. Hey, look, I'm gonna
boys,
need you one day, though. I'm gonna need y'all one day to open that panel early because there's a
told
lot
you,
of stuff I got to
dude.
check
I'm
y'all
telling
on,
you, I
man.
ain't gonna lie to you. Off season, bro.
We'll open it up early.
We gonna open it. We gonna have a panel, bro. No lie.
I got you. I got you.
Yo, for you guys, man, we might even do a live one, man. We might come.
It's gonna be live. It's gonna live. Oh yeah, live.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That'd be dope.
We might need to come to DC.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. All right, DC Slim. I got much love for you. I appreciate you.
What's up?
Hey, man, I love y'all,
DC
man,
Slim.
and I love the chat, man. Be easy.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, we got my man Taj in the chat. Let's bring Taj in here for a minute. Taj, what's up, brother? Taj, who's been patiently waiting by the fact. By
he
the
has
way,
been waiting.
You know,
man.
but hold on. But see, I'm gonna say why Taj went from no hood to the hood on. The head start getting cold wherever Todd is there. I understand.
Yeah. hey, I've been relegated to outside because they know it gets vicious inside real quick. I get real loud.
He Taj does. You know,
he's one of the hoodie Taj. Just the hoodie Taj.
Hoodie Taj, like hoodie mellow. You hoodie Taj?
Yeah, hoodie. The hoodie, just like the hoodie mellow. But at this point, man, everybody said a lot. I don't want to be repetitive, but at this point, I'm in the middle. I hear what DC Slim saying. I'm hearing what Wole saying. I'm hearing what Paul saying. I'm reading everything everybody saying in the chat. I'm responding to inbox messages. At this point, I would just say these couple of things. Wole, I love the example that you used about Gibbs in his first year and how if we would have pulled the plug on that, we would have lost out on greatness. But my retort to that would be, at least with Gibbs early on, for what I can remember, because I was a tad bit younger, was that you saw growth, you saw potential. The thing that bothers me about Dan Quinn in this second year, and I get why you just can't pull the plug willy-nilly on just because a person's having a bad year, but the only thing that scares me is none of my key guys are progressing. I think Paul said it, is that my biggest asset is Jayden. Now, people getting wild in the chat talking about we need to draft a quarterback. That's wild to me. But
that's wild. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. That's wild. I ain't gonna hold
that's
you.
Wild to me.
That's wild.
That's crazy talk to me. And that's why I hate when we lose, because
everybody
jumps off the rail. But if I'm Josh and the people on that board right now, my biggest asset is Jayden.
Yeah.
And right now, I need to have a talk with AP and my football people. What can we do? That should be the only focal point right now. I don't care about no left tackle. I don't care about no edge rusher, no right tackle, no receiver. What can we do to make this kid what he was the first year and better?
Mm-hmm.
What do we need to do? And that talk needs to be had with AP privately. And if it's determined that DQ can't do that, then you bring DQ in and be like, look, bruh, this is what we need to do to bring. Nice ringtone.
Sorry. I gotta take this fella. Sorry.
We're gonna put Glen in mute. We're gonna mute Glen. Go ahead, Todd.
But as the front office people, mainly the team owner, my concern is, like you said, forget the rookie contract. We do not. I think I put that early in the chat. We do not have any more years to waste.
I agree.
This was the freebie year.
Yeah, and they should have. No, in real talk, Taj, and not to cut you off, you call it a freebie year. This is the year they should have went on. They should have paid this year. This is the year they should have paid for real.
Right.
This is the year. Like, you take advantage of when somebody shows you something. This is when you take advantage of. But go ahead, man. I ain't one.
And they fumbled that.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with that. They fumbled that. But then again, I know you and I and some other people on the panel, we had discussion about this before. I think last year was fool's gold anyway. I think 3 or 4 of those games we shouldn't have won anyway, but we got fooled by it.
Bro, true.
But it goes back to what can we do to make Jayden better? Because if I'm the ownership, and if I'm AP, I get it. Mikey and all of them are regressing, but I can't have my star QB regressing. I can't have him, because most people will know, because we all got friends that played football or currently play football in the NFL. When you go in that your first year, you still kind of leaning on what you learned in college from your college coaches and everything else. But that second year, that's when most people say that's when you make that jump. That's when you make, you learn different things because you getting up the NFL speed. At this point, I think the whole offensive staff, the coaching staff, period, but I think the whole staff has failed these players. Not just Jayden, but also Mikey. Also, some of these other kids that are in their second year going into the third year. We failed them because you can see it. Everybody can't regress at the same time. Everybody cannot do it.
I will say this though, like some of the stuff, I agree with you. I do think the coaching staff has failed them. I think they put them in situations to fail. Like, again, when I mean for Jayden, like go back to being a run heavy team. It worked well for him having that running game. But when you try to put it all on him to save the day, there's limitations. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I don't want to knock anybody. There's limitations with it right now in his passing game. And we said this. George mentions training camp and not playing in preseason and how he hasn't looked good throwing the football. Like, your job, like, you're right. Their play design, people ain't open. That's coordinator work. Or scheming up like proper plays in succession is a coordinator's job, right? That's when you mess up. But if you ain't making the throws and you're looking erratic, then you gotta check on yourself. Because the coach ain't going, that's on you. That technique is you. That's you. That's your you. Like, you've been taught up. Like, the quarterback coaches, like the dude, like, the quarterback coach for real just got a job at Stanford. You can't tell me he a bad coach.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, technique wise, that's a Jayden problem. He gotta get that right. But to your point, like, that's some of his regression. But it all goes hand in hand. I'm with you. Like, I feel like the coaching staff as a whole has failed him because you don't put him in like, I'll get an example, 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1. You don't try to put that on Jayden. Put that on the running game. Put that on your running back. Give me that touchdown.
Right.
I'm not gonna put that on Jayden.
Well, even today, everybody's giving Flores all this credit. And don't get me wrong, I know you love him as one of them ones. He might be.
I told you. Yeah.
But he was doing. He was just doing something real simple.
I mean,
I got 5. What? No, but this what he was doing to the point where I think that Cliff was being stubborn and he wasn't doing his young quarterback any favor that was just coming off of 5 weeks of not playing. Flores is basically saying, I'm gonna put 7 guys in the box and I'm gonna blitz you on 1st and 2nd. The analyst was calling it on TV. They said they blitzing him on 1st and 2nd down, and on 3rd down, they just gonna drop a bunch of guys back on the exotic zones and force him to try to throw into a pocket. So I'm sitting there. They even called it. They said, why don't they just put max protection in to help the kid?
Yeah.
Right.
And they sped up his clock. They sped up his clock.
Oh, obviously, I have a question. That's why I've heard that. Ain't like I watched this. I'm not gonna act like I watched it. I'm not one of those liars.
Right.
What did Noah Brown do?
Not
Question.
A thing.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Nothing.
Hey, quote.
He sat on the sideline pouting.
Reporters, please stop mentioning that dude. I'm serious. Stop mentioning him. Like I don't want to hear about him anymore. That's it. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
Yo, touch on it while we got there. We got a super chat coming back from Alexander Wilson again. Don't forget that last year we played the second. We played the second easiest schedule. This year we're playing the second hardest schedule, which is facts. Which is facts. Which is true.
I mean, but I'll say this. I always tell people this. It's not who you play, but when you play them. People can look tough. Like the Packers looked real tough early on in the week. I mean, in season, which they did. But they weren't the same Packers team 5 weeks ago. But now they world beat us again. It's all about when you play them.
That's true.
Like the Cowboys was trash the first 2 weeks. You was lucky to play the Cowboys when they had Sierra's husband. No, it wasn't Sierra's husband. He played for the Giants. But you was lucky if you played the Giants and the Cowboys early. Now nobody wants to play the Cowboys except for the Lions. They put the rear end on that one. But I don't get into the strength of schedule because injuries and everything else always balances stuff out. And when you play them and where you play them. But I will say this for all the people that's talking about fire Quinn by 9 o'clock in the morning. I hear you, DC Slam, but my thing is you must not remember the Terry Robisky years when they fired the coach. That serves no purpose. I mean, at this point, I need to evaluate everything. I know you come to your conclusion on Dan Quinn, and I think everybody kind of does, but the front office also has the obligations to not only the players, but the other coaches, because I hate that stat where they always show these former coaches that was here on that staff, and now they great coaches, and we beg and wish we could have one of them again. The McVays, the Shanahans, and the O'Donnells, and all these other people, LaFleur. And I'm like, geez, when they was on the staff, we barely won 6 games. So you need to find out if it's the head coach, if it's the front office, because right now, if I'm ownership, I have questions on everything. Why isn't Newton improving? Why did we put Mikey in the slot for the first 8 weeks of the season and just realizing that he plays better in the zone? Why are we sitting here using Bill as a person that just rams into the offensive line? What happened to Rodriguez? Is he on your opposing team's fantasy squad where you just refuse to use him? Because I'm tired of seeing him start and average 6 yards a carry and finish the first quarter with 50 or 60 yards and then finish the game with 68 yards, where he only gets 1 or 2 other carries.
Ooh, he tore
good point.
Hurts tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Zach Ertz ACL too.
And at this point in the season, that means he's gone for next year too.
Oh, his career is over. He's retiring. He's retiring.
So I'm just to the point now where everybody's emotional. Everybody got the answers. Well, I know you not. You just petty. You Petty Murphy. Petty Murphy. Brother Darkness. Brother Darkness. But it's just to the point now where I'm like you. I'm to the point now where these are like preseason games to me. How did Jayden look? How did Mikey look?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just to the point, but it was embarrassing that the Vikings set a franchise record with the longest drive, longest time, and all this other stuff. I'm tired of teams breaking records on us. Now that's my beef, and I get it. My brother Paul was like, "Man, I'm ready to blow up the whole house." I just think realistically, to your point, I don't think Josh Harris is that type of owner. I think he will give AP and Dan Quinn opportunity to fix this. I just think it's to the point that next year, DQ and probably AP going to be on the hot seat when the season first starts. They're going to be.
Oh, they got to. I agree with that. I think that's my thing. I think people are looking at it the wrong way. They wasn't fired. Now I do think the hot seat is. I think the season you got to worry about is year 3. That's where I'm at. Like mentally, I'm saying like that's realistically speaking. Like you're going to get him in year 3. That's going to be the season where he will be on the hot seat. Traditionally, speaking. Like I'm just being real. Like That's why I look at it. Not what I want or whatever. That's another thing. But I'm just telling folks, like, to realistically speaking, it will probably happen next year. That's all. I don't think it won't. Like, they're not going to. If they were going to fight the real talk, they're going to fire him. They would have fired him earlier than this point in the season.
The only way I could see him not making it to next year is if the rest of the season plays out like today's game.
Oh, like every game's a blowout like this? Yeah.
Every game is a blowout.
Yeah.
And
And
I don't have Jayden's people being this type of person, but don't underestimate if Jayden starts whispering to the right people, hey, I need a change. Not like a new franchise.
I will say that's it. Well, I'll say
I hope not.
He'll talk to Doug first. He'll talk to Doug.
Let me say this though. That's a good point, Taj. I do think that Jayden. So the way it can happen, the way he can get fired is that's it. Like, that's how I see him getting fired. Dan Quinn. If Jayden come out and say, like, I'm over it, then I think that he gets fired.
Because believe it or not, I was looking at his body language.
Yeah.
Jayden has always presented himself as cool and collective.
Yeah.
Today was the first Sunday where I saw him visibly frustrated to the point where he was throwing his helmet. He didn't want to talk to nobody. He's sitting on the sideline. And I don't care who you are. He could have been, but it's hard to tell. But
he was mad they wouldn't let him back in the game because Paul said that they could have let him back in, and the coaches said no.
Right. Now, it could be a lot of things. And I don't have Jayden being that type of person, but I also have Jayden being a competitor. It was all good just a week ago when he was the cream of the
Yeah, man, I'm serious.
But now everybody talking about, oh, Caleb has surpassed him.
Who said that? Oh, that's
crazy talk.
That's national media though. That's different though.
But you know what? But that's crazy. You know what's crazy talk? I mean, this is why I tell people it's crazy talk when it's dealing with a
young quarterback,
young African American quarterback, because nobody said that when Joe Burrows was hurt his second season and said people passed him in that draft.
Well, this is why
that's crazy to me though.
Yeah.
Right? The kid was. It's not like Jayden was playing and he was bad. I can entertain that conversation if Jayden had the same sample work, right?
Yeah.
It is not the same sample work of playing. Caleb Williams has not missed a game this year. Caleb has not been hurt. Jayden has been in and out. So you can't even put the sample together or have that argument. And for national media to have that argument, that's just foolishness.
This is what I was saying.
It's like saying Bo Nix is passed.
No, this is the thing. This is what I've always said. It don't matter what those opinions are because none of them are correct. Because you don't know who the better quarterback until like 5 years from now. Two years don't matter anyway. I'm gonna be real with you. Year one, because I use this example all the time. Carson Wentz in year 2 was way better than Jared Goff. Who ended up being the better quarterback? It doesn't matter. I
agree with you, but
so
I just think.
Go ahead, Taj.
No,
but hold on to that point. That point, real quick. Carson Wentz was on having an MVP season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but even that though, he came back and it wasn't a career-ending type of injury. He came back and he wasn't the same. But I'm just saying, like, but my point is anyway, like the way you start, don't always in your first 2 years because you're still young. Don't matter what situation is. That's all I'm saying. Like, I hate when people say, "Oh, this person's already better." It's been 2 years. It doesn't really matter. You don't know.
No,
so go ahead.
But not to that point where we're making a final assessment.
Yeah.
More so on a personal level. Like, you a competitor when you play basketball, right?
Yeah.
I know when I played ball, it was a thing where when they say they had another dude on the team that was supposed to be like that, I was the type of dude.
I'm gonna go at him.
I'm gonna go at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think Jayden is that type of kid.
Oh, I do.
Where I got Bo Nix playing across. I'm gonna give him that work.
I got Jay, or even the JJ situation, right?
Or with the JJ situation,
in your same draft class, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I think you starting to see the frustration where I don't care who you are as a competitor. When you start hearing people, even though it's not true, when you start hearing, "Oh, Drake May surpassed them," or such and such surpassed them, and if you feel as though that the offense is kind of being not in your best favor, and again, I don't have Jayden being that type of kid. But I wouldn't put it past him either if he put like this. If he expressed that this year was frustrating, I can see a scenario where
of course I
all of them sitting at the table and figuring out what can we do to make it better.
So mom at the table too?
Oh yeah, mama at the table. Mama at the table. Mama at the table with the Campbell soup. What they got? Campbell soup.
Campbell soup.
Good. Hey, mama might be at the head. Mama might be at the head of the table. Let's be honest.
Shoot, you ain't lying.
All right, let's be honest. Mama may be at the head of the table.
Look, I hope that's not the case. But when I see clips of her talking to Josh during training camp, and then she's shaking Terry's hand, and I'm like, whoa, is she moving like an Asian or is she moving like mama or both? It's is crazy work to me. But
I mean, she's working, man. She working it. She working it. But yeah, like that you don't like. We don't know, but I'm with you. I don't want the optics though. I'm gonna be real with everything. I'm gonna be real with everybody. I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be very transparent. I do not want the optics because the optics could go real left. I do not want the optics
because this should be compared to RG3's dad.
Yeah, exactly. It could go. Yeah, it could be.
I can see a scenario because we kind of all agree that Cliff is gone.
Yeah.
But I can see.
So. But I think he's gone personally. But go ahead though.
But I can see a scenario if Dan Quinn and AP sit down with him and like, what did you like in the offense? Or what's some things you liked in college? Or what's some things that worked well with you? Or where did we fail? Like, I don't think Jayden, because he didn't get involved in the Terry situation. He didn't get involved in all that because I don't have him being that type.
No, what he did.
But it's put like this. I never seen him that frustrated today. Like the throwing of the helmet. Now, it could have been because they wouldn't let him back in the game. But it just gets to the point where, at this point, everything has to be on the table. And I don't think they will get rid of Dan Quinn, but it's going to be one of those things where DQ going to be like this. Look, this is your show. Because I think it's going to be AP showing approved year.
I think he deserves. I'm with you. I think he deserves some blame too.
Of course,
with the coaches, I think they all deserve because they all deserve some
because
these picks that everybody thinks that should be something ain't. But whatever the reason it is, like you always say, I don't know. Maybe the coaches ain't want these players or whatever, but it ain't meshing.
It ain't working.
It ain't meshing. It ain't meshing.
And see, that's my concern because I think George has said it before in previous chats and messages before. They're not clicking. They like the first year it was kumbaya. Everybody was at the dinner table holding hands, and now it's kind of like where we lost. Where's the disconnect? So it's human nature. I know you and I joke about all the time, Wole, about people drafting who they know and who they love, family members and all that other stuff. But as a general manager, I got an ego because I'm like, look at this man.
That's down.
But George, Glen, Wole, you got to hear me out on this one. If I'm AP, you can't tell me my Newton pick wasn't good. You can't tell me my Mikey
it was a good pick though.
Good.
I think Newton was a good pick for all. I agree. I think Newton was a good pick. I'm not going to beat that. I thought Newton's a great pick, man. Y'all ain't gonna get me on that one.
So was I. And I what we need to see is him playing more and getting his snap count up because we got to figure out what we've got with him.
Because that's what it looks like to me right now. What it looks like to me, and maybe that's how come the season was lost and it could have been saved sooner. It's like everybody is too scared to step on each other's toes. AP probably should have came down early and be like, John, what's wrong with you? Why you ain't playing Newton? Why you ain't playing McGee? Y'all boy McGee and all this other stuff. Or maybe DQ should have stepped up if it was truly 100% Witt calling the plays and putting everything together, then maybe he should have stepped to Witt sooner and say, look, I know we boys, but this is my second time around. If I get fired this time, I might never get a head coaching job.
Never get a job again, right?
So I need you. Yeah. I need that defense to tighten up. I would have been like that by the end of the fourth week. I need that defense to tighten up. And after that Dallas Cowboys game, he would have been gone for me.
Yeah, for real. That's a fact, though.
So that's what it looks like to me. And just like I think DC Slim said it, he should have been told Cliff, I'm sorry, you're not throwing the ball 3 times on by third and goal.
That's when you know. That's when you know.
That's when you got veto as a head. You got veto power. I got veto. You got veto power, right? Because go back to Dan Quinn. I hear everything, right? I hear everything in my headsets. So guess what? At this point, when Cliff would have called it, Dan Quinn should have called that bad boy up. Nah, run the ball.
Run the ball.
Yeah.
And if he still called a pass and play, timeout.
Timeout. I'm taking off.
Yeah.
I'm taking. Give me your call sheet, and I'm taking over. I'm taking over duty.
Right, run the ball. Run the ball. I already see what type of game it's going to be.
Don't
But
worry.
that's where I fought DQ, and that's where I fought AP.
Yeah.
I think that intervention should have been done a long time ago. Like, hey, like even if JD5, for instance, I know he was medically cleared. Even if he wasn't ready to play, hopefully this wasn't solely on Dan Quinn. Hopefully it was made by the whole franchise. But if there was even if it was an
Dan
ounce,
Quinn?
That was a franchise decision. It was a
Oh,
franchise.
I think it was Jayden's decision.
It was Jayden. It was Jayden, but it was Jayden the franchise because Jayden wanted to look like this. Jayden said, "Look," and he said it. The words he said, "If I'm healthy and I got teammates who are playing injured,
I'm playing.
I'm playing."
He said that.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's Jayden's decision.
So Jayden handcuffed
the
organization. But goes back to your point a few minutes ago, Taj. Jayden had enough power to say that he wants to play, and he played. Jayden have enough power to say, "I don't want Dan Quinn," and there'll be no Dan Quinn.
Yeah,
I don't want Cliff Kingsbury, and there's no Cliff Kingsbury. So
I will say this, like that's the scary part. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to make sure. Like I hope like they're doing their due diligence to protecting Jayden from Jayden, right?
Yeah.
Because it's optics, right? Like regardless, Jayden coming out saying, "If I'm healthy, I'm playing," right?
Should have never said it.
Don't say it.
Never been put out
like
there.
because know what it sounds like. It's like it's a smaller version of it though. All in for week one. All in for week one.
I sound like RG3.
Yeah,
no, not even that. It's all in for week one. I'm not going to put the name to it, but you know what I'm talking about. All in for week one because you put the pressure on.
I'll say it. I'm the guest.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You putting, but you know what I'm saying. You putting the pressure on your team, saying like, "Yo, he gonna play." You dig what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So that's where I'm at. Like, just don't say nothing. Just say if I get healthy, we'll see what happens. That's it.
Right.
There's no pressure on that, but not. If I'm healthy, I'm going to play. Like you don't need to say nothing. Like
don't need to say nothing. Leave that up to your coaches.
Now everybody feel like, all right, now you kind of take it away from the coaches, from the organization, kind of like there's gonna be pressure in saying like, oh, now he playing. Like like the fan base gonna want to be because he's gonna be he ain't gonna be happy, and you're gonna see it, and that's gonna be a whole different thing. So yeah, man, like it's better off not saying anything for real. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Hey Taj, man, appreciate you, man. As
always,
fellas. Great shows, always, fellas.
Man, appreciate it. Somebody must be a Jayden Daniels hater. RG4, like some of y'all, wow, bro. Like he is not. John Hall, you don't like Jade. Are you? I think you did say you're a Commanders fan. All right, lovely. That's what I'm talking about. He a Michigan player too. Go ahead.
By the way, I want to bring up. Deluxe had a very interesting question in the chat. It was way back. I couldn't find it, but the gist of it was. Between last season and what's going on this year, where are we at on the scale? Are we closer to the team we were last year, or is this more, or are we closer than what we're doing this year?
We're not close to that. We're not even close to last year.
I mean, but what he's saying is we're so bad this year. We're probably not normally as bad as this, but we were probably. I mean, there were elements of last year where things fell our way. And we weren't nearly as good as what the record says. So the question, I think his question is, where in the middle are we? Are we a lot closer to this? Or are we, or at least on paper, can we be something as close to, to what we were last year?
Well, I think there's a lot of factors that go into that, right? One factor goes into, I think one of the people mentioned earlier, one was the schedule last year, right?
Yep.
Two was the ball bounced their way last year, right? Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. There were several games that Washington should have lost. They should have lost the Chicago Bears game, right?
Yep.
There's several games that we can point to.
I mean, last year should have lost the Cincinnati game. They had to be perfect. Yep. Let's be honest. We earned the Cincinnati game. We earned the Cincinnati game. We earned that game.
Wole, you had to be. And then when I say this, they had to be perfect in that game.
Well, I mean, like we played good that game.
We
played good. Like there are games that you're supposed to lose because you got lucky. Like the Chicago, the Atlanta game. We should have lost that game too. Like the Atlanta game, we could have like really lost.
Should have lost the Dallas game.
The Dallas game. Yeah. We lost. That's a good one. The Saints game, like we almost like kind of choked that away. So
we almost gave that one away.
When you put all that into it, this team could easily been instead of what the record of 12-5 last year, could have been 7-12. I mean 7-10. Right?
Yeah, easily. So and Santiago said that in the chat as well.
So when you look at that, you have to play in like facts. Luck goes into it. Schedule goes into it. Getting the ball last goes into it. You see what I'm saying? We all know the defense wasn't as good last year, right? So and then you got good in a Detroit game because you caused turnovers. Anybody who caused whenever you win the turnover battle and have good field position, you win the game. And it's really, if you look at the Detroit game, the pick 6 made a big difference.
I mean, you can say like a Detroit game is pretty. I mean, I give you that one was kind of like
right. So again, so again, when you throw all that into it was favorable stuff. Some favorable stuff in a perfect storm. So when you ask that question, Deluxe, we're somewhere in the middle there, right? We're somewhere a 7-9.
That was his point. The question is, where in the middle are we? That was his point, is that we're in the middle. The question is, where in the middle are we?
Take the average. In the average. We're average team. Average football team. In the middle.
So you think like 8 wins is about that we're an 8-win roster?
8-win roster.
I think that's a good answer.
7 and 10. I mean,
that's where I felt like I was at last year. Wherever I thought we were last year. I thought last year I didn't think we were going to win 12 games last year.
7 and 10 last year.
Yeah, I thought like 7 and 10. I was all for like a certain like my man Travis Hunter bowl. So I was all for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. We're in a different bowl now, so I'm good. I'm in the Caleb Downs bowl. So
we're in the Caleb
Downs bowl. I mean, you know, I was a year late. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Paul said we're not nowhere. We're in the middle. Hold on. Paul said we're nowhere in the middle. We're below average.
Hey, Paul, man, look, Paul, relax. Paul, no way.
I don't know. Again, remember Deluxe's question is between what we were this year and what we were last year. Yeah. Where are we on that range?
Let me make it easy for people like Paul, man, because Paul, like, you know what I'm saying? He's very. Some of y'all are so depressed. I don't get why you're so depressed. Like, look, as the season has dwindled down, right? I've learned now, like, obviously this team was not a Super Bowl contender team, so that's cool. Like, I get it now. Like, I'm cool. Even they won a few games and kind of like changed whatever. Like they won a couple games like 5 weeks ago. I would have been, like it wouldn't have mean anything because now I know that we got an opportunity to get a stud on this defense. We will be a better defensive team next year. We should be a better defensive team next year if we make the right changes. We should be a better defensive team next year. Mm-hmm. One, and then we should like Bobby's going to be gone next year. I know DG doesn't think that, but he'll be gone. Bobby will be gone.
Hold on, he'll be gone as a player because I believe
as a player.
He'll be
definitely gone as a player. Bobby will be gone. Who else? Oh, Vaughn ain't gonna be. I know Vaughn's wants to be here again. I know I've seen clips that Vaughn wants to come back. He'll be gone though. Yeah, I know. We compete with we compete with North Carolina. We were up. Now I think we're down like 4.
Yeah.
We're down. Oh, we're down 7 now. Dang, we was just up too. And so and I feel like they need to really Washington need to really care about getting like a really good. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor. You know what I'm saying? But they gotta really care about getting the safety, dog.
They do.
Seriously, they gotta really care about getting the safety. Like all these little
somebody who comes down and
I'm not even that. Like they need a safety that really makes plays. Like I'm not talking like I don't need no. Oh, they can just cut. I'm talking about a playmaking safety. They need one of them dudes. I ain't saying like look. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even want a hitting safety. I want a dude that gets picks. That's the kind of safety I want right now. Oh, that's the kind of safety they need.
But here it is. But
say his name. Say his name and he appears. Say it. Caleb Daniels. Say his name and he appears.
This is what we said at the beginning of the season. We got to go back to this. We said this team had to be at least top 10 in 10 turnovers, and this team is one of the worst teams.
Yeah, man.
And takeaways. I want to say takeaways. We're the worst teams.
We need to get dudes that get the ball, man. If you can't have a defense, if you don't have if you don't got a Micah Parsons or anybody like that, or Myles Garrett who could stop a team, you don't got one of them dudes, man. Like be a defense, or you don't have a great, and I mean a great defensive mind like my man D'Amico Ryan in Houston. You don't got it. If you ain't like him, he one of them as a defensive coordinator. He's a head coach, but he's one of them. As a defensive minded dude, he is one of them.
He create dogs.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
He create dogs. He create dogs.
Does he?
Because can't nobody right now name me 3 players on that Houston Texans.
Well, no. They got some guys like
Will Anderson's a stud.
He's a stud.
Will Anderson
He's a stud. Like
no.
no. He legit like that. Yeah, George. He like that.
Yes,
they got dogs. I'm not, but they built that though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, they built that in his image. Like they built that team.
They don't have no superstars.
Will Anderson's a superstar. Will Anderson's a superstar. By far, he is a super. And they got.
I mean, they have
the cornerback.
They have a blue chip player, maybe 2, but D'Amico is a chess player.
Jalen Reed like that. Jalen Reed is like that. And what's his name? The cornerback from LSU. Stig. What's his name? Somebody. The cornerback from LSU. He's like that. He's their corner. He's their number 1 corner. He like that. They got no. They're good. They're good. Stingley. I think Stingley. Yeah, they got Stingley. Yeah, they're like that. But he still coaches defense. Yeah, Stingley. He still coaches defense though. Like, but still, that's my point. If you don't got a guy like that coaching your team, you're not gonna have you're gonna have to draft right and sign some dudes out here that can turn the ball over. Like to your point, Glenn, create turnovers. So,
create turnovers.
It's important, man. It's important, and they got to get guys who fit.
I'm laughing because I see the NFL playoff picture and the freaking Vikings are 5-8, and then it's still 5-8 and in the hunt. That's crazy.
You know why they in the hunt? Because JJ McCarthy. So go blue, baby. Let's go.
Man, Emperor Petty over here.
Go blue. Hey, look. I remember a lot of people here is like, man, JJ. Like he was like the worst quarterback ever. The Marcus Russell comments and all this other stuff.
But if you ask Justin Jefferson,
Justin Jefferson be okay.
Who's not getting?
I mean, his fault. He was dropping. I watched the game. That boy was dropping passes. That wasn't JJ's fault. Catch the ball, Justin Jefferson. You're better than that. You know what I mean? Like you're better. Be better. Like you're great. Be better. Be better.
Yeah,
because that's the case. We're gonna throw the ball to Addison, and Addison's gonna catch it. Like we're good. Look. You know what I mean? We're good.
Deluxe, I agree with you, man. Continue building, man. Continue building. That's
like
thing.
Minnesota with JJ.
We gotta get the key, Deluxe, is we gotta get younger. This roster
they do gotta get younger.
Has to be younger next year. We can't have a lot of old guys here. Maybe a few, but not many.
No, I think they did their purpose. Like I feel like the old guys were the older. I hate older because I'm younger. I'm older than Bobby. I want Bobby, so why am I calling my old guy? But the veterans on that team. Yeah, I think they served their purpose. And what I mean by that is it's good to have vets when you got a young team to kind of cultivate and show you how to do things. But once those young players kind of got the lay of the land, then it's time to kind of trickle in. You already kind of got your vets in there, that are still playing at a high level. Like Terry McLaurin is your vet. He plays at a high level. Like you got vets who play that. You got Tunsil who plays at a high level. So you got some vets that you can keep in the building who are playing high level football. If you're a vet and they're not playing high level football, then
you gotta go.
You can go.
Like vets that you name.
You can go. Like I get you want to have guys who've been in the big game. I get that, but you kind of Bobby's been there for a couple of years. Jaden's kind of used it. Jayden and Bobby have a very great relationship, so I think he's kind of used him as a sponge already. Now it's kind of up to Jayden to kind of take it to the next level after that. Yeah, damn. Well, you just said the same. I'm serious. I'm gonna call. Yeah, I can't call Mo. I know, Deluxe. I can't. That's why I can't. All right. Yeah, but we gotta, and we can, Glenn. We can end this show. We've been on for a while now.
We're
good. We're good.
Especially as this game finished before any other game. This was the first game done today. They got
this game was early,
super fast.
Bro.
Hey, yo, super fast. Quick. Hey, when the team runs the ball and holds the ball for 12 minutes and just run the ball, the clock is gonna run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, chat, man. We thank y'all was jumping today, man.
Yes,
The chat was jumping. Yo, we've been on for 2 hours and you guys have not stopped yet. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Thank everybody for the super chats today. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for the super chats. Santiago, my man Alexander Wilson. Thank y'all for the super chats. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us today. Again, check us back out Thursday. You know where to find us, ABG_everything on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're back on Facebook, y'all. Go over to go back to the TikTok. Hit the TikTok, the reels and shorts. Y'all been support. Y'all been hitting the reels and shorts. They've been really doing great. Great for the algorithm. Subscribe to us. We on our way to 1,000. So we need y'all to tell everybody tell a friend who tell a friend who tell a friend to come on with us and rock with us. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on. As you see, we open. We love all discussion, all conversations, and we'll let you say your thing. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us. Again, hey, we all Burgundy and gold, everything. Yo, we up out of here. Hey, let's give it up. It's good for Wole to be back, man.
Oh, appreciate it.
Good to have you, bro. Good to have you back, man. George, appreciate you for holding it down on the pregame today. Did a great job with Candy.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Good job, George. Good job, Joe.
Hey, let me give. I'm gonna put in the chat the for he want to know the IG for all Burgundy go everything. Here we go.
Okay.
AVG _ Errrything.
I got it. I just put it in the chat. I just put in the chat.
There you go.
All right, but I'm good.
Yep. Yo, subscribe, hit us up. And once again, appreciate you guys. And we are out.